gonna backtrack. And you should've kept my name out your mouth. Ask me though how it all turned out. When you try to use my name for a cloud, keep on going, give me something you can talk about. Hello everybody, how are you doing this fine Sunday, fun day, October 26th, 12:03 p.m. Yes, I did take a week off. No, I am not sorry. Yes, I did need a week off. You know, there comes a time in everyone's journey that you just have to kind of stop and take a little bit of inventory. Just stop and take a little inventory of what has transpired, what has served you, what has not, et cetera, and just kind of enjoy, you know. Stop and smell the roses, stop and smell the flowers as it were. Now, I will admit I was a little under the weather a couple of those days. But I was like, I was good enough to come on here, but I just really wanted, yeah, I mean, I was working behind the scenes. I was working on other things. Yeah, I did my makeup a little different today. I used a different powder than I usually do. I think that might be what y'all are noticing, but yeah, I've just been taking some inventory and things like that. I am a Virgo, as y'all know. Last month I turned 35, believe it or not. I know I don't look a day over 26, but here we are. I do think I stopped aging around 27 years old. I think it just stopped, like physically and every other way. I don't think I'm getting older at all. But anyway, so all that to say, I'm fine. I'm okay. I do appreciate, the few people that were reaching out and saying, where are you? Are you okay? I'm totally fine. If God be for me, who can be against me? This is the day that the Lord has made and all of that. So, yeah, we're here and some stuff has popped off. I mean, I put it in the little thing down below. I can't take one single week. I cannot take one single week off. Okay. I can't take a week off without things just absolutely popping off across the internet. Okay. So today I was going to do originally when I woke up this morning or whenever I had the idea this morning to do this video, I was like, okay, well, I want to talk about the David stuff, but also there's so much other stuff going on with the Nova situation and WAC 100 has weighed in, Tanea has weighed in, there's all that going on there. And then there's a couple other things that have happened recently too that I wanted to talk about. But what I decided, what I decided to do today is just keep it to one topic. I am just going to talk about only one topic. It's going to be the Nova Tanea soft white underbelly, no jumper situation. Now, some of the new cousins, they're not new cousins, obviously, but like newly discovered in my mind, newly discovered on the online. But like, that's why I call people cousins, because there's just something about certain people where I'm like, that's probably my cousin. Like if you go far back enough in our lineage and our lines, like somehow, some way, I guarantee you we somehow we're overlapping, so at least by marriage. Okay. There's something there. Okay. And a lot of y'all feel that way about me. That's why y'all started calling me your cousin. So some of our cousins have been speaking about this. Tufstino has been in the chat, or in the comments, and oh, thank you. Desired for 558. Chief Bennett was like, I was tripping. I thought my YouTube was broken. I was going to your page every day. No, I was just taking a break. And the thing is too, like, I know it would probably like give some of y'all some peace of mind if I'm like, oh, I am taking a break, but really it just doesn't work like that. Like I could have been taking a break today if I felt like it. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know when I was exactly going to be coming back. I did kind of start to feel a little bit, the last couple days, I was like, oh, I should probably go live. I should probably make a video. I started to feel a little bit like maybe I should go live type of thing. But anyway, here I am. We are going to be talking about the Nova situation. Now, before we take one step further, I have a new character to introduce. Okay. We have a new character that's come into the chat, and I got it at a thrift store during my hiatus, my week-long hiatus, for $8, and it's a new rebuking bell. Okay. Now it's just an addition. It's just a decorative rebuking bell. Look at the new rebuking bell. It's crystal, I think, or it might be glass. Anyway, I still have this one. Don't worry. This is like the official rebuking bell. This one's like, actually the rebuking bell. This one is kind of more like a prop. Okay. But I just want to let y'all know I got a new one from the thrift store. It was $8. Okay. Y'all don't need to sleep on the thrift store because they don't make stuff like they used to. Okay. They just generally don't make stuff like they used to. Unless it was made like by hand somewhere. Okay. But that being said, if you go, oh, a Fenton Bell. Oh, okay. Somebody's telling me, hold on, let me give you your credit, girl. Skater Girl said it's a Fenton Bell. Let me look that up. It is a Fenton Bell. What does that mean? Look, I just Googled that and look what comes up. It's like these. Oh, I got a deal, y'all, because I only paid $8. I mean, none of these are the exact one. Again, I'll remind you, this is that's what mine look like. Anyway, I just wanted to tell y'all before I pulled it up, and then y'all were gonna be like, wait, what's that new bell? Anyway, it's like pink. I like it. It's a glass company, somebody said. Now, this is like such a cool glass. Y'all ever saw this type of glass? It's called uranium glass and it actually glows under the black light. Anyway, I don't have one of those. I'm not that fancy, but I don't really need like a bell collection or anything. I wasn't really looking for a new bell. The rebuking bell in and of itself is doing just fine. I don't know if y'all knew this or not because I definitely didn't, but this is actually a bull on top of this bell. I was gonna send one of these to my cousin Stino for his housewarming, but I was like, before I send him something weird, let me just like check into like the actual history of what this bell even is. This whole time I thought it was like a little chameleon or something sitting on top of here. It's a bull. It's a bull, and it happens to be a bull that is the guardian of Shiva's home at Mount Kailash. Now, in the Hindu, some people would call it religion, some people can call it mythology, whatever you want. There's kind of like a holy trinity there too. There's a creator, a destroyer, and a sustainer. Okay. You might have heard these names: Shiva, Brahma, and Vishnu. Anyway, so Brahma is the creator, Vishnu is the sustainer, and Shiva is the destructive force, but like, the circle of life type of thing. This is kind of like the Trinity. Now, Shiva is also, they're all associated with all kind of things. Please don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert. I do not practice this religion. I'm learning. I'm a student. I'm just a learner. So please don't take my word for it. I'm not an expert. No disrespect intended. I actually highly, highly, highly respect the Hindu religion and culture and mythology and stuff, because before Hinduism was a religion, it was like actually a philosophy. So people weren't actually that as a religion. Anyway, so this bull right here actually has like all kinds of cool lore I didn't even know about. Anyway, okay. So without further ado, I should look into Gucci Mane and his handler wife. I did see that. Shout out to Tough Stino. I really love, and this is another reason how I know we're cousins, is I love how open-minded Tough Stino is. Like, I consider myself to be a pretty open-minded person. I know y'all like probably be like, no, you're closed-minded. No, I'm a very open-minded person. I want to hear all about everything, and then I want to decide what I think about it. And that kind of runs in our family, I think, me and Tough Stino. Okay. So what are nakshatras? I don't know. Girl, I don't know what that means. I need to get it. I need to get it wrong. What's the nakshatra? I have no idea. I don't even know what that is. Okay, so without further ado, let me pull up one of my other cousins, WIG TV. Now, this video did just come out. I will say Tough Stino and Gangland Neem did make videos about this. Tough Stino made one with another creator, what's his name? Showstopper News, Showstopper TV, show. Now it's gonna drive me crazy. Let me go look it up. He made a video about this, and I do want to let y'all know, like, there's a lot of commentary that has been happening about this. I just haven't been online or whatever. Let me see. Tough Stino. What is that thumbnail? Okay, hold on. Is that you rapping? Is that a Tough Stino original song? I always wonder that. Okay, hold on. It was here. Yeah, I think it was this video right here. Okay, yeah, right here. Does it say it? Okay, so this is the video right here. I will Show face news. Show face news. Okay, got it. Thank you. Okay. So this was a really long live and then they went over it. I'm going to react to it to myself here without reacting to like anybody else's reaction to it because I think it'll end up just being too long because I've been gone too long and we need to just catch up. I don't know if they mean chukkas because all of our chukkas are pretty much the same from what I understand. Like we have the primary like 7 to 9 of them, and then we have like little ones all over, which adds up to I think 108. I mean, I never counted them. I really don't know. Okay, perfect. Yeah, no, they're not chakras. They are astrology signs associated with the Hindu. I do not know. I need to look that up. How do I find it out? I get a reading. Okay, so back over here, we're at WIGTV. He posted this video about, look, it says 17 hours ago, yesterday. He posted yesterday on a Saturday. He is working. Okay. And I guess we can just start here. The name of the video is Tanea's daughter, Nova, corn videos being passed around. And the reason that I wanted to start here is because thank you. Shout out to WIGTV. He plays my police call in here. And just to remind you of of where we left off last we spoke about this situation. I do have it on 1.25, the speed. I may speed it up even more, but we're going to start it out at 1.25 and then we'll see if we can lift it up to being faster, speed it up to being faster than that. Because I do have 3 separate videos I want to react to today on today's live. So without further ado, how many times I got to say that before we get started? Let's get started.
See, I feel uncomfortable with the fact that you sent me links to Tanea's daughter's on Twitter.
You have reached the Los Angeles Police Department's non-emergency number. If this is a police emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Los Angeles Police Department, operator 712.
Okay, so I know y'all have heard this 1,000 times, so I'm just gonna actually speed this up to like 1.75 until he starts talking, because I've played this police call on this channel so many times, and I have it posted as its own video, so I don't feel like sitting through it. It's only 3 minutes, but I got it sped up to 1.75 until WIGTV starts talking.
Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay, so I don't even exactly know where to start. I'm so sorry. I'll leave with what I think is the most important. There's child on the internet. I've reported it and it's not being taken down. There's 3 videos I reported to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, and then another one has been posted. And the child is in LA, from what I understand. I am not. So I didn't want to call 911 because I'm in New Jersey. Just full disclosure, I don't live over there, but there's child on the internet. It's been there since September. So remember a couple weeks ago, I did not consent, but was exposed to some highly offensive and illegal material. And I reported it to the authorities. And this is one of the authorities that I reported it to. This is the LAPD. That's not the point of this video. It's just a recap. We're about to get to the commentary, the WIGTV commentary. I'm very shaken up about it. I've reported it to the FBI. I reported it to Twitter. It's up on there. And it's not just
how crazy is that, bro? Somebody all the way in New Jersey got to look out for Nova, man.
He said, how crazy is that? Somebody all the way in New Jersey has to look out for Nova because, I mean, clearly the LAPD ain't doing it. They want the cops in New Jersey to do it.
You said you're in New Jersey?
Yeah, but the is online.
Got it. We need to talk to your local police department for that.
The victim is in your jurisdiction. For sure.
Reporting it in New Jersey, so you report to your jurisdiction.
The New Jersey cops are going to drive to California to protect this child? Any enforcement action will be done on that account, which is a California account. I'm going to slow it down. She's famous. She's a famous child. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children already had files on her. This is still up public on Twitter.
Okay, then you report to your local police department.
The New Jersey cops don't have jurisdiction over this child or her account, which was made in California. They can't do anything.
What you signed up to be a police officer for, bro? If you ain't gonna do your job, he sound like he don't want to know.
Why did you sign up for this job if you don't want to do your job? Well, because listen, it looks like he is being trained by dispatcher 407 who's about to pop on. That this is how they do their job. That's what it seems like to me.
Type of work, he don't want to take no calls. She irritating him.
You don't.
What?
We don't have computer crimes.
They don't handle.
So you don't take action against child at the LAPD?
Computer crimes.
Not for this call, no.
761 is your number?
Yes, operator 716.
716. And what's your name?
We don't give names.
You don't give names and you don't protect children.
So I do have an update on this too. I FOIA requested the identity. I FOIA requested the first and last name of these dispatchers, and the LAPD would not give me their first and last name. So the LAPD institutionally is protecting these people who, because I was gonna tell y'all I was gonna do a public record. I did do a public records request. I tried to see what these people's names were, because they are working for us and on the behalf of us, the public. And in particular, if you live in California, they definitely working for you over there. And so they will not give me the names of these people. I don't know if y'all knew this or not, but they will not tell us who is working for us. That is a little bit insane. Where's the transparency? Where's the accountability? Nowhere in sight as far as I can see. Thin blue line, y'all.
The LAPD does not respond out for computer crimes.
Who are you? I'm not talking to you. Who are you? What's your
I'm still aggravated at her because nobody was talking to her. Nobody was talking to her. I'm still aggravated at her.
number, please?
407.
So y'all are, just to let me get this straight, y'all are chastising me for calling to report child, which I have reported, of a child who is a victim in your jurisdiction. And you are bitching at me? Got it. I'll report this. I will report this publicly, and I'm going to add your bitch. Get loud with me, stupid f***ing
Yeah, bro. Sound like she snatched the phone from whoever was on the phone originally. Operator
Okay,
417.
let me slow
Right?
down WIGTV. I'm going to put him back on 1.25. I have linked this video in the description box down below. If you want to watch the full one at the right speed and all of that, I do highly encourage y'all to go over there, give him a like, give him a subscribe, turn on the bell. Let me turn on the bell. Oh, okay. I think it was already on.
like assert her authority, like, man, we don't do that. Like, you sound like it's crazy. Her being a female, she should understand. We talking about a little girl being in danger, whatever have you.
Here's the thing, though. Rando from Iowa says she's in the wrong tax bracket to get help in Cali. Just saying that, may be true or whatever. Like, as far as like them not caring about people in certain tax brackets. But the thing is, they didn't even ask me who it was. For all they knew, it was a millionaire. For all they knew, it was Alabama Barker. I mean, they didn't ask me anything. They didn't ask me anything. They said, "Oh, okay, you're in New Jersey. Call the cops in New Jersey. We don't do computer crimes." It's the fact that 407 was listening in on a call she didn't originally take. That does not sit right with me. I don't know why. Like, it shouldn't be a big deal that multiple operators listen on one call, but it just hits me as weird. What hits me as weird isn't necessarily that she was sitting in on the call and listening, because they do tell you, like, your call is being recorded and all of that. But what's weird to me is that she just butted into, it's like, whenever, I don't know if y'all are old enough to remember, I know definitely some of y'all are, when there was house phones and you would have like one phone line for your whole house. And so like if somebody picked up the phone in the living room, like if you had two phones, pick up the phone in the living room, they could hear what you were talking about in the bedroom or whatever. Like, it's like when the moms, hey, dinner's ready. Hey, get off the phone. Hey, like, or somebody picks up the phone and starts dialing. Like, that's more like what freaked me out. It wasn't like, hi, ma'am, I'm the supervisor and I'm training this guy you're talking to. Just so you're aware, this is not the right number to, like, there's so many routes of things she could have said and could have done other than this, which was basically like, I don't GAF. But that's just basically how she decided to handle the situation. And I wish she wouldn't, because as you're going to see in the rest of this video, and we're going to get into the video clips that do show this, or excuse me, they do not show it. We're going to get into the video clips, which led me to believe this, which is, spoken statements from like WAC 100 and Adam Gray and Mason 1622 of Nashua and all of that. You're going to get into the reasons why I am saying this, but suffice it to say, the horrendous illegal material, which truly, like, that's part of the reason I needed to take a break, because I was just so distraught, not only from having been confronted with that material originally, which I will never forget. And it really messed me up. Okay. From seeing it. I did not want to see that. I had no idea that I could see that on a social media. I can tell y'all now it was on Twitter, because I have not been back to that profile. Like, I did go back to it a couple times because, like I said, I was trying to see if it had gotten removed. But when I would go back to the profile, there was more more grotesque, even more detestable, even in my opinion, more illegal content on there, to the point where I just like, okay, if the FBI is not going to do anything, if the LAPD isn't going to do anything, nobody's going to do anything, I'm not going to continue to subject myself to it. But I don't know when other people saw it. Again, I did not go looking for this content. I never wanted to see that nasty stuff, and I never ever want to see it again. Truly, it's disgusting. It's disgusting. And I did not go looking for it. It was, again, listed in a video on another social media channel, on another social media profile, on a different social media platform. And it was listed, she had this name to this Twitter account. Again, I am told the Twitter account has been removed. I did not go check, just in case it wasn't removed, just in case it came back up. I'm not going back over there. I've already done all I could possibly do. I've made hours and hours long of content. My cousins have made videos. Other people have reported this stuff. So I don't know how people did end up finding it, but like, I didn't go out to look for it. Okay. Like, I was just watching a video, and then I was like, oh, let me go look at this other account. I'd never seen any of those accounts with that on it, like that. So I had no reason to think that that's what I was going to be confronted with. So when I went to that Twitter account, which apparently is now deleted, but again, I didn't go check because I don't want to go back over there ever again in my life. Even Andy Popcorn Planet tagged in on it. Even Andy Popcorn Planet tagged in. I was talking to Long Island Audit, asking if he had any cops who he knew who do this type of stuff. I was reaching out to every single person that I possibly could to get this stuff taken down. But it was up for days, at least 5 days. I can say at least 5. At least 5. I reported it on October 9th, and it was still up on like the 13th, 14th. So again, I could see it because it said like view post, or like you reported this post and then view, but like I couldn't actually still see it. Do you know what I mean? But again, when I would go back over there, more stuff was posted that I hadn't yet reported. So I was being constantly bombarded and confronted with other disgusting, deplorable stuff. And meanwhile, this is what the cops are doing. Man, we don't do computer crimes. We don't do computer crime. It just despicable.
Crazy, bro. They really, really, it don't shock me. A lot of these, like, if you from Cali, a lot of these professionals, they don't really be professional. They be ready to go home, bro, and get to their Cali living, and you feel me? Don't want to do no paperwork and this, that, and third. But as y'all may or may not know, it's been getting kind of ugly for Tanea, bro. They've been on her helmet about this grooming shit, and it's just a lot, bro. So I figured we go ahead and get an update, and
So
you know what I mean?
that is true. And we're going to go over that a little bit. We're kind of a little bit going out of order, kind of, but not really, because this is where we left off. Where I left off was about here with the Nova stuff. I had reported it. It hadn't been taken down. I'm told now the account has been taken down. I did not go and double check, but I think it was taken down. So thank God at least that one was. But yeah, I'm gonna let him continue.
What's going on with her? Apparently she been apartment shopping. This shit like a soap opera, bro. You know what I'm saying? And I caught the little shit with Wax saying he was doing some research on Nova or whatever, and he stumbled across some explicit content, bro. I'm not gonna, bro. It was on Whack about that. Like, bro, why you sending child porn and this, that? His team, he said his team, when he did their research, they sent it to him, he sent it to Adam. It's all crazy, man.
We'll talk about that in a moment. We'll get to that video.
It's some shit out there and it ain't good, fool. But let's get into this shit, man.
Hey, Tanisha, how you doing today? Fine. Listen, I'm always telling you that you got it in you. You're very smart. You're educated. You can do all things you want to do.
So then Tanea has this lady who's apparently like sort of like her mother figure, I guess. She's like, when your real mother abandoned you, but God sent a godmother in your life. Look, listen, I mean, if her real mother abandoned her, that is very sad. But at this point, she's a mother herself of 6 children. So it's time to, I think, buck up, you know. But this lady seems nice. You know, she's doing prayers and stuff for her, I guess.
God, you don't need nobody else, sweetie. And I mean what I say. When I say everything can turn away from you and leave you, and God he will strip you. And that's what he has done to you 2 times, as I see. But he needs your whole attention. He needs you to pay attention to him. And I guarantee you, everything that you ever wanted, you're going to have. You know, when you see people with everything, you don't need nothing. Because it's given to you. Every time I turn around, something's given to you. God loves you. And he wants to save you. He wants to help you. Everybody talks about you, but they can't touch you because you're God's child. And I don't care how many times they talk about you. I don't care how many times they do what they say. Let them talk. They talk about Jesus. What I need you to do is focus on getting what you need for you and your children.
Ah, yes. Tanea and Jesus. The exact same thing. Got it.
And praying on your daughter to be saved. And leave everything else up to God. And watch what happens. Right. I'm done with you. I need it back.
He said he needs your undivided attention, man. Some would say Nova needs your undivided attention as well, man. You understand me? It sounds like a good God-fearing woman, though. I'm reading the caption of the video. It say, when your real mother abandoned you, but God sent a mother in your life. You feel me? You never really know what people be going through. See, I already figured that Tanea had a rough upbringing herself, bro. I kind of figured, like,
Sure.
you know what I'm saying? So
That's
it's just a
not hard
bunch
to
of, like,
believe.
oh man, people being products of their environments, bro, and victims of their circumstances or whatever. Hey, nobody's a victim, bro. You don't want to take on the victim mentality for sure, but you know things happen, bro, and people.
Today I got off my ass and went to go look for an apartment. I dressed up and wasn't ratchet for once. And I finally went out of LA, the outskirts of LA, about 15 minutes away from LA. I went to a place where they gave me keys to go look at about 3 properties.
So she looks at some properties. She goes look at some places that are kind of like LA adjacent. They're like not exactly like in LA, but they're like, I don't know. Truly, I don't know what the city limits is. Is Long Beach LA or is that Long Beach? I do not know. But you know, she went look at some apartments and that's good. I think she should get an apartment. The thing that I find to be interesting, she got 6 kids, but she's looking at 2-bedroom apartments. Like, I don't think kids have to have their exact own bedroom, but I think I don't think you have 6 kids in 1 bedroom. I think like I don't know. In Louisiana, they would come and look. Like if you were saying your kid was going to school somewhere, like let's say you were trying to get your kid to go to school on like the, you know, the other side of the tracks that the school was like better performing or whatever. They would come around and check. Like the school board would come around and check your house that you said. And if you put your aunt's house or something, you better have a bed there and it better look like you sleep in there. So they all have to have a bed. 1 bedroom per gender. Okay, that's the rules in California. I know. I don't know if it is.
You
or
see
isn't,
people like,
said.
I mentioned this in a video I did the other day, like how I guess so-called black people were supposed to move up in the social economic chain or whatever, how you, bro. But it's like if with things like the cost of living going up and just certain
let me
things.
Rewind back a little bit because she had said something about. I wanted to move to this side of town, but like they don't like black people over there or something. Let me see.
And someone say called black people. I understand.
Okay.
Feeling like, okay, this is gonna be a problem, but this area, it is Long Beach, and I like it. I really do. But like I said, I like that it's, you know, out the way feeling.
But it's really like, you know, I think the cost of living average out everywhere you go. So, but if you got other hustles and you working, you just going somewhere else, you gonna be up. I ain't gonna lie, like, yeah.
Can say about this one is the lady looking at me as I was walking in. Now, that's just a neighbor, but you just always got like a little feeling like, okay, this is gonna be a problem. But this area, it is Long Beach, and I like it. I really do. But like I said, I like that it's, out the way of LA, and I really like the quietness of it. But I'm hearing that this area in Long Beach don't really like black people. I'm not sure, you guys, but I don't know. But,
So
God.
that was her statement, and then WIGTV is going to give his commentary on this statement. Whereas, Tanea said, "I'm looking at all these apartments." She looked at 3 in this video, and she's like, "I heard that this area of Long Beach doesn't really like black people." And then WIGTV, he's gonna give his commentary on that statement.
When I hear stuff like that, bro, I get real, like, it's a sensitive subject, because it's like, what are you talking about? You don't like so-called black people. I understand the stereotypes and the stipulations or whatever may come, but guess what, bro? So-called black people is the people who fought for a lot, bro. Civil rights, segregation, this, that, and the third. And someone say that was to a motherfucker detriment, right? Segregating and this, that, and the third, because we was building and whatever have you, bro. But it just be a trip when you see people like, I mentioned this.
I think what he's saying, I don't want to, like, I'm saying, I think he just said it. Y'all can do your own interpretation. I'm just trying to make sure I'm, being treading carefully, because what it sound like he's saying to me is, black people were a vital, integral, necessary, indispensable, proponent of the civil rights movement, which was largely centered around desegregation, right? Like, everybody can go to school together. Everybody can vote at the same voting polls together. Everybody can use the same one water fountain together. Everybody can use the same public restrooms by gender together, right? Like, it's not like a white water fountain and a black water fountain, and it wasn't just black also, by the way. Like, it's an offensive word at this point. Like, I don't want to, perpetuate the word, but like, it's basically like the word color plus ed at the end. That's used to be, so it wasn't even just black people had to use those water fountains, anybody that wasn't white. And so there were white people, I do want to say, who also were a huge part of the civil rights movement. And if it were not for everybody coming together, white people, black people, Latinx people, Latino people, Latina, all of that, all different types of people coming together to fight in the civil rights movement. Every single race of people lost their lives in the civil rights movement. Every single race of people that participated in the civil rights movement was surveilled, kept dossiers on by the feds, all of that, right? But I think what WIGTV is saying is like, what do you mean they don't like black people? We fought to be able to live anywhere we want, and you're like gonna just not go somewhere because there's white people over. Like, that doesn't even make any sense at all. But then WIGTV, he does also say, like, unless you're from LA, like, it's easy for people to say, why don't you just move out of LA? If you're not really from there and stuff. And sure, like, I'm not from LA at all, but I do think, I had to move out of my hometown. I'm about the 14th generation Louisianian at this point. Before, when my ancestors came down to like the Texas area, there was no Texas. I don't even know if there was a Louisiana yet. There might have been. But like, basically, like, I had to get up out of my hometown. Okay. And I didn't have kids yet. So I do think, there's some sympathy from me about not want to leave your hometown and stuff. But like, truly, like, once you have kids, people cross oceans to give their kids better lives. You can't cross the county line. It's like, come on. But I am happy to see Tanea is making steps toward looking like getting herself an apartment, looking like getting herself a house. And I do like that WIGTV is painting Tanea in, like, I think, a realistic light. It's like, there's problems, there's issues she has and stuff, but it's not like she isn't a product of her environment just as much as we all are. All of us are products of our environment, period. All of us also, once we are adults, have the ability to step it up and buck up, especially once you have kids. So I am from LA. I'm from Louisiana. They call it da boot. Also, like, I found some ladies that I don't know if y'all were on my live. Put a one in the chat if you remember this. When I was on my live the other day, and I was like, there was some Cajun French word that I could not remember the meaning of, but I could remember the word. And so I was calling all over my family. I called my mom, she didn't answer. I called my papa, I called my granny. I called everybody. I was trying to figure out what's the traka. anyway, I got some knowledge on that, and I was like, let me know if y'all want me to start, just for the culture, for the preservation of the culture, if y'all want me to start putting in some little Cajun French stuff in. And y'all were like, yes, especially the Acadian cousins from Canada. From Canada, they were like, yes, I want to know, like, what's the difference, like how they say in Louisiana. Y'all, yesterday I was doom scrolling, or happy scrolling, dopamine scrolling, whatever you call it, and I found these two ladies, and they are so Cajun. I can't even say what we actually call ourselves, because apparently that's a slur, but it don't mean anything racist. It's like the white people call ourselves that, and it's like a word for Cajuns. Anyway, I found them, y'all. I found them online, and I got some little clips to show y'all later as a little bonus. Anyway, okay. So let's finish this out, and then we're going to move to the next video.
Video I did the other day, like how I guess so-called black people were supposed to move up in the social economic chain or whatever, how you, bro. But it's like, if you not, with things like the cost of living going up and just certain things, everything not averaging out the way it's supposed to average out, certain people still gonna be stuck in that same little, you understand me, or whatever, how you, man. And it's crazy because now, right?
It's the two ladies. It's the two ladies from Church Point. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And they sitting there having their coffee talk, and one of them said, tell me what you do. She said, tell me what you would do if you went to somebody's house for a gumbo and they had tomatoes in it. And then they laugh. Oh my God. They are so funny. I want to sit down and have a call. I'm going to be in Louisiana soon, and I will drive to Church Point to do a skit with them. Oh my God. They are so funny. I felt like I was sitting right at my house. Watch Fifi LaRue say, girl, is it the two ladies from Church Point? I know them. That's my TT or my Nini or my Mimi or something. Watch. That's my Pyran sister's little cousin or something.
This is a tug of war for these environments, right? You hear people talking about gentrification, and certain people have moved up. Certain so-called black, the way it was supposed to work for certain people, it worked, man, and it didn't work for the rest of them, bro. Because you gotta fully be on board with the. But I'm gonna keep it lit.
So this is the last apartment for the day. It was also in Long Beach, and I like this one because it was spacious. Like, it had like a little bar, little area type of thing in the kitchen. It didn't have a refrigerator, but that's cool because I'm gonna find me some programs to give me one. If y'all know, let me know. I also like that it was big and had a patio. So I'm really feeling that because I really want a townhouse, but I'm just taking my time.
If you got kids, they need to be able to go outside. They need to be able to at least see a little bit of nature. That's my opinion. Obviously, not everybody. I've not always lived in a house where you could do that. Okay. But y'all, in the COVID, I started realizing I got to be able to go outside. I got to be able to hear the crickets at nighttime. That's the most important thing to me. That's my personal opinion. That's just my personal opinion.
2-bedroom, of course. I like it. I like the cabinets. I like the bathroom. And guess what, y'all? It has a bathroom and a bathroom and a half. Well, it'll have bathrooms. So I'm going to show y'all that. But these are like the cabinets. Like, I need space because when it's a lot of kids, you got a lot of stuff that you got to deal with.
That's true.
And coming from the shelter, man, I'm pretty sure I'm going to come with a whole lot of stuff. But anyways, and I'm going to be throwing stuff away too. But this is the little half bathroom just in case I got to get shit. And yes, I also like that.
This is cute.
It has a mirror.
This is cute. I like this apartment. Get out of there, Tanea. Just get out.
Somebody gave a suggestion in the comments, like, girl, try the Antelope Valley. They got 3 bedrooms for $1,250. That's a steal. You serious? That's what they doing out there? Where that's at? You know what I mean? Like,
other one. I really just like this one, and I also like the luxury one. And then the first one was spacious too.
She loves
the kitchen
luxury.
Was spacious. Kids like to be all in the way while you cooking and just all in your face, mommy. So I don't know, but I'm thankful. I'm thankful that I'm getting good apartments that's not little like how it was.
Yeah, that's a lot of room in there.
We all know that LA is rinky-dink ghetto. But I like this though. What y'all think? Let me know in the comments. Yes, LBC for the win. And it also got another little closet for your jackets. Okay.
Nice. Little coat closet.
It's like I say LBC for the win. Hopefully she get settled in one of these places and whatever have you. Hopefully Nova can come live there too, and she can, it's it's a lot going on with the Nova situation, bro. Like I say, Tanea was facing some backlash for grown men and you heard her, she addressed that shit, bro. She say, her name is the one that everybody knows.
So he's talking about grooming. And that is what I am going to next bring up is these are some allegations that have been lodged towards Tanea. And again, there is a lot
about see, I feel uncomfortable with the fact that you sent
There is a lot of blame to go around with this Nova situation, if I do say so myself. You know, there's like a lot of people that can be fingers pointed at, starting, in my opinion, with Mark Leta from Soft White Underbelly for putting this little girl out there. None of us even would have heard the name Nova. None of us even knew who this little girl was until Mark Leta put her out there. What was it, 2023, December 2023, with the see-through bikini top on and all of that. So starting there, and then, you know, moving on to her own mother, of course, who was also on Soft White Underbelly, who also then eventually would go on, who eventually would even go on to Soft White Underbelly and No Jumper together with her daughter. So I sorry, I was looking at y'all's comments and I get distracted. So yeah, okay. So there's a lot of blame to go around, including to Tanea. Okay, that is her mom, including her dad. You know, we don't really like talk about the dad too much over here on this channel because I mean, I think it goes without saying that he's a deadbeat, unfit, neglectful father at best. Now, I don't know even who the father is or anything like that, but yeah, I mean, don't lay down and make the child if you're not going to take care of the child. I mean, that's my opinion. And yes, it is easy for me to say because I have gone out of my way not to have any children. Okay. Like I don't have any because I know, and this is my life philosophy. Like once the kids are born, it's all about that. Like it's all 100% no matter what about that. And I have some priorities to take care of first, including getting married. But yeah, no, I mean the father, if all is as it appears, which is that he's just absent, then he's neglectful. He's a poor parent. He's not a good parent. And poor meaning not financially, poor meaning like piss poor, like you're not good at it. So there's a lot of blame, there's a lot of finger pointing to go around. You know who's not able to be blamed? It's Nova. Because frankly, she's not been shown too much other ways of life. And if she has, then she was taken up out of it. Remember whenever at the beginning she said that she was living in Beverly Hills with like her grandparents? And then Tanea took Nova and she started living with her mom and learning stuff from her mom. So, I mean, Tanea has her blame to go around, but it isn't only just Tanea. Okay, that people want to point blame around. It's not just Tanea. Tanea did not have that kind of a platform to make this child famous and put her in danger like Adam Grand Mason 1622 of Nashua and like Mark Leta. In my opinion, they have their own part to play. They have their own kind of responsibility in this whole thing and endangering this child, in my opinion, by platforming her repeatedly. And not only her specifically, like her, but also just like talking about her on the platform all the time. How many subscribers does this channel have? Just the Clips channel has 879,000. So that's the better part of 1 million. Plus on the No Jumper channel itself, I think it's 4 or close to 5 million. Okay, so they're talking about Tanea. And like I said, there's plenty blame to go around with Tanea. That is Nova's mother. However, well, I'm nowhere near 40 yet. I got 5 more years. Only 3% of women capable of having children remain childless by 40. Okay, well, girl, I don't know. I mean, I don't even know. I haven't really tried that hard. To my knowledge, I've never got pregnant. Maybe I'm not even capable, girl. Who knows? I might be one of them ones like from The Handmaid's Tale. Who knows? We'll find out one day, maybe. Anyway, so I just wanted to start with that little monologue because all of a sudden I'm seeing a lot of fingers pointed at Tanea, but I'm going to need that same energy to be held up to all these men that have been platforming Tanea and her daughter, to all these men who have been talking about, and to Nova, a child. So, in my opinion, Meg said, right, I think, and this is an opinion, all the ones who platformed Nova are just as bad as the mom. Yeah. I mean, it's like, and don't forget Aunt Heffy. Don't forget Aunt Heffy talking about some little girls be fast and grown and thrust themselves into the lifestyle. Don't forget about all the people who act like this is normalized, who act like this is normal, who act like this is okay. I do know it has been normalized. I'm not stupid. I'm not naive, but like it's not normal. It's abnormal. It's abnormal and dysfunctional behaviors. Okay. I'm not gonna call it anything but that. Okay. So let me speed this to, let's try 1.25 the speed. And the name of this video, now this came out 5 days ago, and this was mentioned briefly in the WIGTV video. This is 8 minutes, and then Tanea actually responds to this a couple days later or the next day or whatever. And you'll see what I mean. The title of the video is Tanea grooming her daughter to sell her body. Adam and Whack react. Okay, so I have a lot of things to react to on this clip. It's 8 minutes long, but we'll see how long it takes to get through it.
Oh yeah, how you feel about see, I feel uncomfortable with the fact that you sent me links to Tanea's daughter's porn on Twitter.
No,
I didn't click it. I told you it was out there, but I told me I didn't see it.
You said
I don't want to see that.
Listen, you said it was links. I said links to what?
People told me that it was out there.
Had no
I didn't
idea.
go find it.
I had no idea. I didn't either. I put my
So I don't know why all of a sudden it's like such a bad thing, because these two weren't acting like anything was too bad, earlier. And again, I just want to know, would this stuff have been passed around like this had it been taken down immediately whenever I reported it the first time? But this is pretty egregious. Whack 100, I think his name's Cash Jones, has admitted to possessing the links on his phone to send to Adam. Look at Adam Grand Mason 1622's face. He's like, wait, hold on, leave me out of this. Why I don't feel comfortable with you having sent me Tanea's kids, or like, Nova's, the horrible illegal materials. And I don't know why Whack 100 would send that and feel comfortable to send that to Adam. But here's Adam basically snitching. Adam's like, look at it. Look. I need to take a screenshot in case I need this for a thumbnail one day. I need this reaction face in a thumbnail one day, I fear. He's got his little Japanese fan, his little fan down there, like he's going to church or something. Look. You'll see the fan. Okay, anyway, this table is a no for me. They need to do a full interior set redesign. I would suggest they put some type of tapestries on these walls. Like, you could even just hang curtains like up just to give it some type of, like, it doesn't look like the detention room at Port Allen High School next to the auto shop. Like, I feel like I'm in detention. I feel like I'm in detention when I watch this channel on this particular room with this dusty, crusty. Is this the grandfather of the half a perk rug? It's the same color, but muted, dingy, lower pile, and look like they just went to a carpet store and had it cut with a box cutter. I mean, this is egregious. They need to hang something up. This is just so, I'm in detention. I forgot my belt. I forgot my uniform belt or whatever. And I got to sit in here with Coach Johnson for the rest of the day. Like, that's what it feels like looking at this room. Look at this crusted, look at this Wayfair table. What's on it? What is this debris? What is that white? Is it paint chipping? What is that? Cheap.
team on it.
Go find porn.
No, I didn't know. No, I wanted to see if it existed.
I mean, I just took somebody's word for it when they told me it was out there.
I didn't believe that X would allow that shit.
It is kind of mind-blowing. And people told me that they were reporting it a lot and that it still wasn't being taken
But
down.
I think what it is from what
People told him, God forbid the man mention my name. God forbid the man mention my name. The last time he allowed anything close to my name to be mentioned, and his presence with Lima was with Lima Yevremovich. And she was making up all kinds of stories. She was saying I said all kinds of stuff I did not say. It was just, Adam was saying women like me should be locked the F up. But whenever I'm doing the Lord's work, trying to get something illegal taken down off the internet, I can't get any credit. Don't worry, I don't want it. I don't want any credit. I don't want him to mention my name. I don't want his mouth to mention my name, because then it might be cursed or something. So just keep my name out your mouth.
they tell me you can't really tell it's her.
Ah, okay.
They said you can't. So when you
Hold
told
on.
me, I didn't believe you. I'm like,
How does
on.
anyone know it's her? that they were reporting it a lot and that it still wasn't being taken
But
down.
I think what it is from what they tell me, you can't really tell it's her.
Okay.
They said you can't. So when you told me, I didn't believe you. I'm like,
how does anyone know it's her?
That's what I'm, because it's.
So Whack 100 is admitting. Whack 100 is admitting to telling people to go find and locate illegal materials, send them to him so that he could see if it was real or not because he didn't believe it was real. Why wouldn't he believe it was real? Nova has said before that she sells this type of content. I never had any problems believing it was real. In fact, and indeed, I think it was real. And that's why another reason I'm so messed up about it. So what do you mean you didn't think it was real? That's not a reason. You're going to get, let's just say, I'm not saying he did something illegal. Okay. But I am saying he probably needs to have his hard drives checked by the FBI or the Department of Homeland Security. But let's just say he's telling the truth. That's not a reason for that. Like, imagine the cops come to pick you up and they're like, oh, we're arresting you for possession of, 15 kilos of whatever. Oh, no, I didn't know that. I didn't know if that was real or not, officer. What? Okay. We're coming to arrest you. Knock, knock, knock. Hi, we're here to arrest you for 13 terabytes of whatever on your computer. Oh, I didn't know if that was real. What does it have? Not knowing if it was real means you can go and search it out? What do you mean? That is insane. What are you talking about? Seriously, I don't know if it's illegal or not. Seems illegal to me. Right. And he's saying that some people were telling him that it didn't really look like Nova and you can't really tell it's her. I'm going to tell you one thing. I'm not going to go back and check. Well, I can't now. I guess the profile has been taken down. I don't know. It's something that the authorities can certainly weigh in on because it's been reported to them. But it was pretty clear from my memory exactly who it was. Okay. So I don't know if this is some type of bait to make people come out and say, yes, it was, because it was like so obviously her. I don't know if this is some type of bait or to get the heat off of Whack, like, oh, you didn't even know if you could tell if it was her. Maybe he realized he could maybe get in trouble or something. I don't know what that's about. Shout out to Gangland Duda. Why would you want it on your device? People are saying ignorance is not an excuse. Wow. TGF said a guy in my community got charged with CP and his excuse was that it was AI images and it was AI, but he still got a guilty verdict and sentenced. Yeah, no, look, listen, I definitely did not ever want to see those images. And if somebody would have told me they existed, I would have just taken their word for it. Okay. I had no idea that I was going to be stumbling upon that. And as soon as I did, I reported it to the authorities. Now, you're going to hear Whack 100 soon. You're going to hear him saying, how do we know that people actually reported it? Now, I took that personal, all right, because I have been obviously out here reporting it or had been out here reporting it for days and days and days on end. I think I made 5 separate reports to the FBI alone. Okay, so I got my report sheet here somewhere. I got my report sheet here just for whenever he starts bumping his gums about that.
Page. Oh, so that's still up because even if it's not her at her age, I don't know how X works. I don't know if they just let porn go on X.
They do. And it has often occurred to me that that's the problem is that if you have a social media platform and you just let people.
The cornographer is saying posting this stuff to social media is the problem. all the while he posts stuff like that to social media. Now, just because it's OF instead of X or instead of whatever doesn't mean it's this man is so unaware. He's so self-unaware. Like, he completely lacks self-awareness. That's the problem. Like, what are you freaking you? Then you're the problem. You're the problem. He's like, if X is just going to allow that stuff to be posted. Now, look, just to be very clear, I personally have never come across any corn of Adam 16 gram Mason 22 posted on Twitter explicit, but I've definitely seen him advertising it on there, advertising his pornographic, what's it called? Podcast with his wife, with his concubine or his wife or whatever you want to call it, his property, his biggest asset, his wife. And that's not to say that I don't think she's still also in on it, but like, she had never done any pornographic anything until she met him. She didn't even have an OF. She had a private Snapchat. She would take like, pictures in the shower, chest pictures and stuff, which still, I mean, look, listen, she's grown. But it wasn't until him that she even went viral, because her first going viral was, if I get a certain amount of views, then I'll have a three-way with my boyfriend and da 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 da. So like, I mean, really, like, it wasn't like she was a corn star and then met him. She met him and then became a corn star, I will say. Anyway, so back to them talking about this.
Because even if it's not her, at her age, I don't know how X works. I don't know if they just let porn go on X.
They do, and it has often occurred to me that that's the problem, is that if you have a social media platform and you just let people upload porn, then at some point, some percentage of them are going to be underage. Some of them are going to be like traffic. They're not there willingly.
I think what probably's happening,
people are going to upload shit of like people killing each other during sex and cutting their head off and shit.
She probably lied about her age on Creep setting up her.
Why did he say that with such like ease? He's like, people are going to be uploading them, cutting people's heads off. What is he talking about? What? People are going to be uploading themselves brutally dismembering people during sexual relations? What the hell?
Age, but either way it goes.
Right, now it's she lied about her age.
Her being that age, she shouldn't be able to have porn from anybody.
I just feel like is it that hard to get this content removed from Twitter? You would think that there would be like a form. You would think that this would be like really at the forefront of their concerns. If I owned a social media platform, one of my biggest concerns would be moderation. How are we going to get negative shit?
But how do we know people are really reporting it?
I mean, it's pretty easy. You press like 2 buttons.
How do we know people have reported it?
There's a very large.
First of all, I know y'all heard that 911 call. So there's that. And there's that. I began reporting on October 9th to X, the platform. A child is being exploited by adults and used for online content. I saw child blank against my will. This is my report I wrote this morning, depicting the child in sexual acts. She's been advertised by adults, including her mother and YouTubers, Adam Grand Mason from No Jumper and Mark Leta from Soft White Underbelly as a teenage prostitute, 13-year-old prostitute, and a 13-year-old runaway. She's been reported missing several times under several names. Controversial YouTuber Mark Leta interviewed her several times. The cyber tip line, I reported it to the cyber tip line. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I actually have a report number. How do you know that people have been reporting it? Well, here's the report number, 221-438-529. That was October 9th. I also reported the YouTube channel on October 9th for going against the community guidelines. I also reported the video. I started tweeting about it. That same day, I reported it to the FBI. I said controversial YouTuber Mark Leta advertised this child as a 13-year-old prostitute or runaway in December 2023 on his YouTube channel with millions of subscribers. The child is now advertising sexual abuse material for sale. I reported it to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children. I reported it to X. I reported it to YouTube. At the time, on the 9th, the videos were still available, I'm assuming, to view. They were hidden from me as soon as I reported them, so I didn't see them. I also took down the names of people who were commenting on it. The next day, on October 10th, I called the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children again, called them and talked to a lady named Michaela for about 7 or 8 minutes to update on report number, same report number. I added to the report number on the 10th, 221-438-529. I reported it to the FBI on the 10th. LAPD non-emergency line. I know y'all heard that call. I did the FOIA request. That was request number 25-14918. Your record request 25-14918 has been submitted. I also called the cops in New Jersey, the Lawrenceville cops. They said an officer would call me back, which she did. We were on the phone for about 30 minutes. Again, I called the tip. Then I reported it to the tip line online. I called the FBI tip line in Newark, the Newark field office. I called the Department of Homeland Security and gave them a tip. I called LA Crime Stoppers. How do we know that people are actually reporting it? WAC 100 wants to know. Well, I went and reported it, and it's tip ID number 365-W189423. They even gave me a password. I'm going to keep that to myself because I don't know what it's for. But I also did a typed out tip, ID number 365-W189423 on a two-way dialogue. I said there is child blank on Twitter. Nobody is taking it down. I tried, this is on the 13th. This is 4 days of me trying to report this. Okay. This is on the 13th. I tried to report it. It's still up. Not only that, but the account is offering it for sale. The account is still up. Not only that, but the account continues to post more and more child blank. I'm sick and disgusted. Someone please help take this down. That was on the 13th. I called the child protection hotline, like CPS in Los Angeles. This is all, I'm just telling y'all what I did, because WAC 100 saying, how do we know people actually reported it? I'm telling y'all, these are the numbers. I have FOIA request number 25-14918. I have phone calls recorded. I have tip ID 365-W189423 with the Crime Stoppers. I have check mark tip submitted from FBI. I have National Center Missing Exploited Children 221-438-529. Okay. This is how you know people actually reported it, because I'm telling you I did. And I've played the phone call for y'all several times. And finally, I reported it a 10th thing on my list here. I reported it to X on a different way. Somebody told me, this lady on Twitter, BX, she told me there's a different way to report stuff from going straight from the profile. There's like a child abuse exploitation website that Twitter has running separately, and I reported it there as well. And it wasn't long after that, I believe it was actually finally taken down. The question should be, why didn't you report it as a grown man? Let alone, why did you have someone search to see if it's real? I mean, seriously. I spent days, hours, truly hours of my life trying to report this. And then this buffoon is going, this oaf, this uninitiated novice is going to sit here and say, how do we know that people really report? Shut up. Why didn't you?
Community of people online who are pretty invested in the Tanea and Nova saga.
Me.
So I feel like there's,
but
there's people out there.
Did you hear that other clip? That clip that's floating around?
What was it?
Okay.
Where she said she's talking.
So now they want to deflect. Okay. Now, it's been only 2 minutes of this video. I've stopped it so many times, but just to remind you, WAC 100's talking, and Adam 1622 Grand Mason says, I don't appreciate that you send me links of illegal material of Tanea's kid, which is Nova. WAC 100 starts saying all kinds of excuses. First of all, I didn't know if it was real. Second of all, I didn't know, X was allowed to just post that up there like that. Third of all, I didn't look at it. I had other people look at it, and the other people that looked at it told me, you can't even tell it's her, right? All these different excuses to get some type of, I guess, accountability off of him. And then he starts throwing stones at people like me just like, sitting over here on a totally other coast, minding my own business, and this degeneracy keeps being thrust upon my timeline. I keep having to do something about it because of my karmic duty, my dharmic duty. How do we know people are actually reporting it? I mean, what the hell does that have to do with the fact that you sent a link of it to somebody else? How do we know people are reporting it? He's trying to push blame off anybody and everybody other than him. He's admitting to having people not only go and find this stuff, but then took the link into his own possession and then gave it and sent it over to Adam. So Adam is kind of like snitching. Adam's like, I don't really like that you sent me that. What in the hell? And then that's whenever the excuses start. So all these excuses are going one way and the other way. Oh, I don't even know if it's her. You can't tell it's her. I had other people do it. I didn't know if it was going to be real. When none of that really was going to pass muster. Now it's passed the blame on to the people reporting it who were assaulted by this stuff. Clearly, I'm way more offended by it than him because I never would have went and looked for this stuff. I never would have sought this out like he's admitting to doing or having his team do. I never, ever would have done that. The only people I wanted to do anything about it was the authorities, and they took them quite a while to do it. I don't actually know who did anything. Might have just been Twitter. I really don't know. Right. Is it dissemination? I don't know. Is the profile actually hers? Or is it ran by others? Is a great question. I don't know. I have no idea. And I don't really want to, and I'm going to leave that to the experts to figure out. But then whenever that wasn't really going to work, now I guess Whack 100 wants to just blame it on anybody and everybody else even more so. So that's when he starts to bring in Tanea. Okay, he's about to bring in Tanea. Did you hear that clip though? Forget about me sending you the child blank link. Forget about that. Did you hear about Tanea?
Ordered it.
There's a very large community of people online who are pretty invested in the Tanea and Nova saga.
Oh.
So I feel like there's
but
people
did you hear that other clip? That clip that's floating around?
What was it?
Where she's saying she's talking to a trick and her mother is telling her how to talk to the trick.
I had not heard this clip until Whack 100 brought it up. I have not seen every single Nova clip by any means, but interesting he would have this just on deck like this. Very interesting.
I sent you that clip.
Yeah, I mean, on one hand,
she's saying my mother's telling me don't talk to the trick like this. Say this to him.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's crazy, but at the same time,
let me ask you a question.
That's the family business, right?
Let me ask you a question.
Is that the family
business? What's the difference between her and the people they picked up on the Hoover indictment?
I would assume Tanea's not like actually involved in anything.
So I don't know if Whack 100 is asking like rhetorically, like what's actually the difference, or if he's just like saying like in a rhetorical way, like, well, what's the difference between, why are they getting in trouble if her mom's not even getting in trouble? And it's like, is this rhetorical? Or are you saying like, well, she needs to get in trouble too? Or are you actually asking like from a legal perspective? Because I mean, I have the indictment and I can pull it up and I can tell you what's the difference between what the people who are being charged in the indictment and the people and Tanea. The people that are being charged in the indictment for child ST, and this is the Hoovers RICO, not to be confused with the big U RICO. These are different RICOs. The Hoovers RICO is saying that like they were kidnapping, they were holding people against their will, they were forcing the labor of the children, the underage people, they were forcing the money, any money that was made by the children in doing these illegal acts was then collected by the gang. So that's the allegations against the Hoovers. Again, innocent until proven guilty. I don't know any of these people. I had never heard of a single one of their names. Now The 14-year-old that is mentioned in the Hoover indictment is not mentioned by name. It's just mentioned as somebody who was 14 years old a couple years ago. This is, I believe, why people have started to say that this is Nova. I don't know that it's Nova. I don't know for sure if it's Nova or not. And even if I did know if it was Nova or not, which I do not, I wouldn't be rushing out to tell everybody about it like Whack 100. Whack 100 has falsely stated that Nova's name is in this Hoover indictment. That isn't true. That isn't true. I haven't seen that. Maybe, I mean, if he could point to the page where that is, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm missing it. But Nova's name is nowhere in the indictment. And indeed, no victims' names are in the indictment. The victims' names are like victim 14, victim 12, victim 11, victim 6. It doesn't say victims' names, even the ones that are above the age of consent. So Nova's name is not in the Hoover indictment. So it really was Whack 100 and ATM Richie who brought Nova's name up. Okay. And that's why I ended up making the video, the first Nova video on my other channel and all of that. So I don't know if Whack 100 is just like asking like rhetorically, like, well, what's the difference between them and this child's own mother endorsing it or encouraging it? It's like, well, hate to be the one to agree with Adam 1622 Grand Mason, but even a broken clock is right twice a day. What he said is kind of true. It's like, well, there's a difference between, you know, just giving advice and like kidnap and holding someone hostage and forcing them to have relations with grown men against their will and taking all the money from it. Like, is it morally like okay for the mother to be doing the things she's doing? I think no, but it's not the same thing like under the law. So I don't know, again, if Whack is just trying to get the heat off of him and his friends and trying to pull Tanea in under the bus or what. Not sure. Can you indict a minor? Yeah, I think you can.
To a question.
Is that the family
What's
business?
the difference between her and the people they picked up on the Hoover indictment?
I would assume Tanea's not like actually involved in anything in regards to her daughter doing that.
Bro, you heard the shit. I know you heard the shit. What's the difference
I
between
hadn't
her
heard it before.
and the people who got picked up? She's the mother.
But there's a difference between pimping someone and giving them advice on
even
pimping.
this person I was with her. I'm on the phone with a trick. I'm telling him like, okay, yeah.
Okay, so this is and he had it ready to go. I mean, it was pulled up. Is it right next to the link in his phone where the illegal material was? I don't know. Hopefully the Department of Homeland Security has something to say about it. But I think the hard drives need to be searched, if I do say so myself. I mean, that's just my opinion. But here he is. He's got the voice note already ready to go. And Nova's saying that, I don't know if it's a video. I don't know if it's a voice note. I really don't know. Look at Adam. Look at his face. Anyway, I really don't know, but he's about to play this clip, or he's already started playing it, and it's Nova talking, and she's talking about a situation where she was on the phone with, let's call him a customer, just for the purposes of this video, and her mom pipes up. Her mom pipes in and interrupts her. Now, importantly, I was not there. Okay, so Nova is saying that Tanea said this. Tanea might have said this. But just to be very clear, I wasn't there. Okay. I don't know if Tanea actually said this or not, right? This is like for third-hand information at this point, because it's like hearsay from Nova saying Tanea said it, and then Whack saying Nova saying Tanea said it, and then them showing it here. Now I'm looking at it. And so who knows what was actually said? But apparently this was said between Nova and Tanea. So Nova's about to describe a conversation that happened between her and her mom.
Between her and the people who got picked up. She's the mother.
But there's a difference between pimping someone and giving them advice on pimping.
This person I was with her. I'm on the phone with a trick. I'm telling him like, okay, yeah, come. I'm like, come here, because we was in the 40s or whatever. I'm like, come here. And she's like, why are you talking to the trick like that? Like, call him babe or something. And she's like, I'm not even trying to be a competition with you, but I'm just telling you, that's how you talk to a trick. I'm like, Mom, that's not how I approached him. And this is not how the relationship is. So I'm not finna call him babe and all that. He probably gonna think I'm trying to set him up.
Bro, what is the difference between her and the people they picked up?
The thing is, Whack 100 was so close to a good point. He was so close to the point. He was like millimeters from the point and then just like veered off the track. What the hell? He's just clearly trying to get his own friends, in my opinion, out of trouble and replace the people in trouble with Tanea instead of saying what I think would have been more appropriate. Why is this woman talking to this little girl like that? What does it have to do? See what I mean? What's the difference between? Well, there's a big difference. Like, it doesn't say, Nova said, my mama locked me in a hotel for 3 days. I couldn't leave. I had no protection. I couldn't keep any of the money I made. I was under the age of 18 at the time. Like, these are completely different charges. However, is this still making Tanea somewhat an accessory to a different crime? Maybe. Innocent until proven guilty, but maybe. But I really don't get like how he's so close to the point and he veers so far off. It's like, who is he trying to cover for? Who is he trying to cover for, in my opinion? Like, why are we talking about what's the difference between the Hoovers, my friends, Hoovers, Tanea, Hoovers. Dude, you're the one who just said that you disseminated links to illegal child pornography. Like, I think, the calls are coming from inside the house. Okay. I mean, look, it's kind of like worry about your own self real quick. Worry about your own team. Whose hard drives are probably about to all be searched because of what you just said? Who's on the team?
Yeah, it's tough to defend that. I'm not gonna lie.
It is tough to defend it.
Although,
let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's super tough, but also isn't it?
See how Whack 100 wants to move on all of a sudden? Because remember, Whack 100 did not bring this up. Adam brought it up. First thing first out the gate. Look, I don't appreciate, what are we on right here? We're on 4-minute mark right now. Let me just remind y'all. First thing that brought it up. Now Whack 4 minutes in, he wants to move on. But look who brought it up.
Oh yeah, how you feel about see, I feel uncomfortable with the fact that you sent me links to Tanea's daughter's porn on Twitter.
No,
I didn't click it. I told you it was out there, but I
told
me.
You said,
I want to see that.
Listen, you said it was links. I said links to what?
People told me that it was out there. I didn't go find it.
I had no idea. I didn't either. I put my team on it. I
go find porn.
No, I didn't know. No, I wanted to see if it existed.
I mean,
I don't know which one is more ingratiated with the feds at this point, but somebody's going down. Look at the maniacal, diabolical. Okay, so who brought it up? Ha, 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 ha. You told your team to go find child porn. Ha, 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 ha. Okay, all right, that's interesting. So he brought it up, and then Whack, y'all saw him go from one thing to the next thing. How do we know people actually reported it? How do we know it was actually even her? How do we know it doesn't even look like her? Why isn't Tanea getting in as much trouble? Playing the recording of Nova, which is bad if true. Again, I don't know if anybody actually said that. Nova said it. I have no reason to believe she's lying for sure. So now Whack's ready to move on. He's like, let's move on. Let's move on. Can we move on?
I think I'm trying to set him up.
Bro, what is the difference between her and the people they picked up?
Yeah, it's tough to defend that. I'm not gonna lie. That's pretty wild. Although,
let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's super fucked up. But also, isn't it inevitable that she would share her life experience with her daughter? Now, granted, her life experience involves some pretty tough shit, but I don't think that should surprise us. But
I tried really hard to ignore Adam 1622 Gray Mason whenever he kept calling this the family business. I really did. He called it the family business a couple times in this video, and I've really been trying to ignore it. But now he's like, isn't it inevitable that Tanea would share her so-called life experience with her daughter? And all that I can think about is Adam 1622 Grand Mason's family business and the fact that he has a daughter as well. Is he teaching his daughter about the family business? Because it's pretty perverse and grotesque for him to be saying, isn't this just inevitable? Like, is he teaching his daughter how to hook up with Jason Love on camera? I mean, like, I would have never thought this. He's the one saying it. Adam 16 is saying, Adam 2216 Grand Mason of Nashua is saying it. Isn't it inevitable? And I'm just remembering how Lena had that Lena the Plug pornographic, in my opinion, Instagram account, or at least suggestive, at the very least, suggestive Instagram account, which led to her, less safe for work other accounts, including O to the F and the plug talk and the this and the that. So all I can remember is that grotesque and detestable picture of her with her face painted like Elmo, and then this one's face is painted like somebody, Grinch or Grouch or somebody from Sesame Street, and they got the baby doing breastfeeding on the not safe for work Instagram account. Okay, so now I'm like, all right, so have they been grooming their baby for the family business? I need the hard drives checked. Because this whole time, Adam has kind of acted like, well, I wouldn't want my kid to do it. I wouldn't, if she wants to, I guess when she's an adult, I can't stop her, but no, I wouldn't really want her to do it. And it's like, well, wait, hold on. Then why is that okay for Tanea to teach Nova? Because you're saying that's the family business. Isn't that inevitable? What?
Let's move on.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it's super fucked up, but also, isn't it inevitable that she would share her life experience with her daughter? Now, granted, her life experience involves some pretty fucked up shit, but I don't think that should surprise us. But it is kind of insane to hear it and realize that that's going on.
You trying to what? So if a kid over here finna hit the crack pipe and he 15, so the dad should say, "Hold on, son, you got the Brillo in there wrong. Let me."
But if the dad's a crackhead and he knows that his son is going to do crack, yeah, he's probably going to share information with him about how to do something. I'm not justifying. I'm just saying that he probably will.
You listen. Let's move on, bro. Listen. That's crazy.
You're acting like I'm like okay with it, or like I'm justifying it.
You should never say anything to even insinuate is like it's wrong, bro. That's
He's acting like nothing's wrong with it to me. Adam 1622 Grand Mason is acting like nothing's wrong with it. And I gotta say, it's pretty bad when whack 100 is your moral compass in the room.
Acting like I'm saying that it's not wrong. Obviously, I am saying that it is wrong, you fucking asshole.
Okay, well, let me ask you something.
It doesn't sound like it. Let's listen back.
With it, or like I'm justifying it. He's probably going to share information with him about how to do something. I'm not justifying it. I'm just saying that he probably would.
That, in my opinion, is acting like it's okay, in my opinion. He's acting like it's normal. And then whenever whack 100 is saying, that's not normal, something's wrong with you, that's just unacceptable and beyond the pale, then Adam's kind of gaslighting whack 100 is like, no, that's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. Well, yeah, that's how I took it too. I could see why whack thought that, because that's what I thought you were saying too. Like, yeah, isn't it inevitable? Don't you expect it? Something being expected is kind of like, I don't know, not that far off from it being okay or normal. Like, I guess my point is, what was his purpose of bringing that up? That's my question. If he wasn't doing it to make it seem like it was okay, what was his purpose of bringing it up? And you will see in the next clip that he's going to have Tanea come on and I think try to normalize it more. I think.
You listen, let's move on, bro. Listen. That's crazy.
It is crazy.
You're acting like I'm like okay with it, or like I'm justifying it.
You should never say anything to even insinuate is like it's wrong, bro.
Is whack 100 from, I gotta know, is he from Louisiana? Sometimes when he gets like actually exasperated, you can hear a little bit of like Louisiana. Like, is his mom or his dad from Louisiana? Crazy. How he says crazy like that, that is like a very Louisiana way of saying crazy. It's like, that's crazy. That's crazy. It sounds so Louisiana. Is he from Louisiana? Somebody tell me. Listen to that. That's crazy. That's crazy. The way he says it, it's so Louisiana.
Acting like I'm saying that it's not wrong. Obviously, I am saying that it is wrong, you fucking asshole.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Why you keep having her up here if you know that's what's happening?
Wait, hold on. I want to hear that that's
never
crazy.
Did I actually think that probably will.
You listen, let's move on, bro. Listen. That's crazy.
Oh,
You're acting like I'm like okay with it. Like I'm just
I rewinded again.
Do crack. Yeah, he's probably going to share information with him about how to do something. I'm not justifying. I'm just saying that he probably will.
You listen. Let's move on, bro. Listen. That's crazy.
That's
You're
crazy.
acting like I'm like okay with it, or like I'm just
Never say anything to even insinuate is like it's wrong, bro. That's listen.
You're acting like I'm saying that it's not wrong. Obviously, I am saying that it is wrong. You fucking asshole.
Okay, well, let me ask you something. Why you keep having her up here if you know that's what's happening?
Never did I actually think that she would be like instructing her daughter on how to sell.
That is a great question. Why would a minor be part of this conversation on a podcast anyway? And it's my opinion that Adam 1622 Grand Mason was trying to bring it up on purpose because he is a federal asset. That is my opinion. And I hope I'm wrong about it because that means maybe one day he'll actually pay for something he ever did. But it's my opinion he has talking points that he has to get up here. And one of them is some type of honeypot for this particular issue. I mean, I don't think it was a coincidence that it took so long to take it down. All right. Could have been a honeypot. Better hope none of y'all downloaded that. And if you did, you need to go to jail, a prison for a long time. Anyway, but this whole thing right here, I think Adam brought it up on purpose to get people to say, no, that really is her. I saw it. So that the feds or whoever can go in, look in y'all's hard drives. And you know what? If you fell for that okie doke, you deserve it. If you fell for it and went over there to look for that and looked at it knowing what you were about to see, you deserve it. I'm not going to be doing no free you movement. Nope. Hope you get the death penalty. Hope they get you in Louisiana where you get your stuff chemically castrated. That's what I think. So if you went over there to find it on purpose, I hope you go to jail. I'll testify against you. Nasty.
Until now,
no, I'm keeping it real with you, right? On some real shit. We didn't have people put false allegations on you that was straight false.
It's true.
Right?
You as well.
Right? Yeah, that's a fact. But why would you, like, now you hear that, like, you could really look at her to say,
yeah, that's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie.
That shit ain't tough.
Because when we did that interview, she's basically painting it as her daughter's out of control. Her daughter's going to do this. There's nothing I can do to stop this. You hear that and you're like, okay.
No, bro.
So
she's grooming.
You're coaching her.
Grooming. Let's use the right word. Grooming. You're grooming her to be able to go out there to know what to do with these men.
I wonder what Tanea's doing.
I don't know, like, really, I'm not an expert as far as like what's the difference between grooming and coaching and encouraging personally, but I wouldn't say it's not accurate. You know, I would say, yeah, like if someone's like Tanea's grooming Nova, I would say, yeah. I mean, I'm not going to disagree with that. Now I just wanted to, point out nobody's talking about Tanea grooming anything until it was Whack who was getting called out by Adam. Then all of a sudden someone needed to go under the bus. So why can't it be Tanea instead of Whack or his friends or the Hoovers or whoever he's trying to get attention off of? I think any and everybody who had a part to play in this needs to be going down in the RICO personally.
And I don't talk to her for a couple months, like right now.
Grooming.
She got a lot of kids, so.
Shout out Snoopy Badass.
He only made a couple of them.
Somebody asked him why did he keep going back. You see his response?
What did he say?
He said, it's just like going through the drive-thru and not talking to him. It gets good sometimes.
Completion.
Yo, I swear.
The whole way through, like, understand how he shot that Clobo 3 times. The box for you to knock her up multiple times. He made 3 babies with her.
I mean,
you can't act like she's just some jump off.
And she get the stitches removed, and he come back and hit it again.
So like, usually
not. But he told me that, and I couldn't. I'm like, bro, come on, you spent some time.
That's his sex appeal. But I feel like Tanea was probably a pretty good get for him.
Okay.
He's probably happy with that, right?
I don't know. I've never.
Anyway, okay, so I have one more video that I wanted to show y'all in this saga for the Nova updates, and it's Tanea responding. She's now responded to
Nova, nope.
These allegations. This video was the next day. And the name of the video is Tanea responds to rumors of grooming Nova for the 304 lifestyle. Speaking of lifestyles and family businesses, the family business is right here on this cornographer's shirt. Okay. Plug Talk podcast right there. He said, isn't it inevitable to share the family business with the children? I didn't think that. He's the one who said it. So now I have concerns about his hard drive and whether or not there's disgusting things with his child on there. Not from my own mind. Okay, not from my own mind, but because of him. But because Adam 1622 Grand Mason did say, isn't it inevitable? that whatever you go through in your life, you share it with your children. The family isn't the family business. So the plug talk is the family business. And I really hope that they're not training up that poor innocent baby child to be doing the grotesque and detestable things that they do. I hope they're not. I really hope they're not. Anyway, okay. So here is a 20-minute long clip. I don't think we're going to be responding to. I'm not going to react to the whole thing, but I do want to get to the part where Tanea calls in.
I don't care what you ask. Nova, this don't count.
Okay.
She's a kid.
We got to talk about Nova, though, because basically, like, Wack played a clip for me on the Adam and Wack show, and I guess the clip's been going around to other people. Shout out to Bloodstring and to Biggie. And basically, like, the gist of it is that they have audio of this one interview that Nova was doing, or a recorded phone call or something, where she was basically saying that her mom, Tanea, was putting her on game, telling her the rules, basically, like, kind of changed people's perspective in the sense of, like, oh, maybe Tanea was
grooming her,
the one who groomed her for this lifestyle. Now, the other side of that is, and kind of like the version that Tanea would put forth is like, no, I didn't get her into it, but if she is going to do it, I'm going to give her advice on how to move out here.
I need to hear that because
that sounds like grooming to me.
Tanea lost, so I don't know how she goes groom or guide anybody, but I would like that. I would let her hear that. I guess.
Okay, so I got to find the clip right here at Wack. He like holds his phone up and plays the. Oh, I think this is. No.
My boy Noah.
Here we go. I found the timestamp on my phone so I could play this. And giving them advice on Tinder.
I'm on the phone with a trick.
I sped it up to 1.5 just to get through this because we already, heard this part. So he's just replaying it here.
Yeah, like call him babe something and did this. I'm not trying to get competition with you, but I'm just telling you that's how you talk to a trick. I'm like, Mom, that's not how I approached him, and this is not how the relationship is. So I'm not finna call him babe and all that. He probably gonna think I'm trying to set him up.
Bro, what is the difference between her?
Software Underbelly interview. I heard.
Wait, that's from the interview? Oh, I'm thinking that's like a recorded call or
she was
something.
talking about that. She had a conversation. If I know I seen this, and if I'm not mistaken, it was from the Software Underbelly arc.
Okay, so Aunt Heffy, this one right here, he's the one that was like, some little girls be fast and grown and thus they self into the lifestyle. So now he has something to say. Now he's talking. Now he has something to say. And what is this? What is this symbol right here? Didn't I just see that elsewhere? No, different symbol. That's not the same as this, right? Okay, don't leave your tabs up because I will look.
Difference between her.
Software Underbelly interview. I heard.
Wait, that's from the interview? Oh, I'm thinking that's like a recorded call or
she
something.
was talking about that. She had a conversation. If I know I seen this, and if I'm not mistaken, it was from the Software Underbelly arc. It was a little clip of her talking about how her and her mama be in competition. Her mama be in competition with her. And I heard this before.
So my response was, okay, if you're a mom and you get your daughter into prostitution intentionally, obviously that is horrible. But if you're a mom who has been in the streets and your daughter gets into this and you feel like you can't do anything to stop her, is it then wrong or inappropriate for you to give her?
No, what do you mean? You feel what? We got a hippopotamus yawn over here. The only one with any kind of sense in this table so far, it sounds like it's this guy right here. Who is that? Is that Munchie B? You have Adam 2216 Gray Mason acting like there's some universe where you could live in where you can't do anything about your daughter going on to the blade. Yeah, I can. I'm calling the cops every time. I mean, at that point, what? What do you mean? You're going to start giving your daughter advice at 13 to 15 years? What? The thing that's so alarming to this about me is like Adam is in this industry. He is in the S-work industry. He is in that industry. I don't care if he doesn't do it for his main job and his main source of income or not. He does do it.
Advice on how to move once she's already made that decision. Now, I don't think it's fair to be like assuming that of your daughter when she's 15. I think that's the process of you trying to get her to stop should still probably be the primary focus, especially at that point.
There's no reason why she should be encouraging that behavior in any capacity.
But now that clip, which again, I don't really know how old that is, but that's making a lot of people think like, oh, Tanea is not an unwilling participant in this. In fact, she probably has been teaching her how to work on her sales pitch for all these years.
And to be fair, like Tanea might not even be aware internally of how janky what she's doing is. It could be just, and I'm not trying to give her some bail.
Say ain't gonna make no sense, bro.
Tanea may not be aware of how janky. Tanea might not be aware of how janky her mindset is. Well, have any of y'all, I mean, even Adam 2216 Grant Mason is disgusted at that one. Like, have any of y'all tried to tell her this body language right here of Munchie B is like, stop talking. I don't want to hear anymore. And I'm trying to stop myself from saying something. The covering your mouth is like, I want you to stop talking, or I'm trying to stop myself from talking. Usually covering is like, I wish you would stop. Like, I wish you would stop talking. I wish you would stop talking. Look how he's got he is clasped around his mouth with the body language. Adam 2216 Gray Mason is disgusted. For once in his life, Lush is actually saying the correct thing. Like, there's really no excuse for this. What the hell are you talking about? No, there's no excuse. And then he immediately switches over to, well, maybe, you feel me? Maybe Tanea doesn't know. Maybe she doesn't even know. Well, have any of y'all decided to tell her? Because the last time I heard, y'all were saying some girls are fast and grown and thus they self into the lifestyle. So we'll have any of the men here told Tanea you can't be giving your child advice? I mean, Mark Leta probably didn't. Aunt Heffy is over here with his sunglasses on. He's doing his hippopotamus yawn. He's got his cats from Walmart on. I know that's not Tim's. Might be steel toe. But he's got his baggy, he's got his flare leg jeans, his salmon poly blend, no wrinkle hoodie, and probably a 18 to 20 carat plated necklace. And he's sitting here in his chain, and he's sitting here and he's now saying, no, it's, it's not okay now. All of a sudden it's not okay. But you're the one that said grown and fast and thrust to the lifestyle. Lush on the one hand is saying, no, it's never okay for any reason. But on the other hand, maybe Tanea just doesn't know. There's just so much going on here. And I'm wondering why nobody's pointing fingers over here at Plug Talk himself.
She should be encouraging that behavior in any capacity.
But now that clip, which again, I don't really know how old that is, but that's making a lot of people think like, oh, Tanea is not an unwilling participant in this. In fact, she probably has been teaching her how to work on her sales pitch for all these years.
And to be fair, like Tanea might not even be aware internally of how janky what she's doing is. It could be just, and I'm not trying to give her some bail.
Say ain't gonna make no sense, bro. My first introduction into her was that clip that
Munchie said, what you're saying don't make no sense, bro. What do you mean Tanea might not be aware of what? That's supposed to be Tanea's friend, and he's even like, no, Lush, stop it, no. And Heffy's saying his first introduction.
Oh, okay. Nova, like me first hearing about her, hearing of her, like first seeing her and hearing her was that clip that Wack played.
Okay, I never heard that.
Yeah, that's old.
Yeah, I mean, like, but at the end of the day, if it's your daughter, obviously, like, you're gonna be. There's no okay. Like, let's say so. When you say that, make sure you careful what you're saying, bro. No, yeah, like, you about to say some dumb shit. I ain't gonna crap. No, go ahead.
Let's let her hang himself. Say it.
There's no way that you could ever make it cool or like, oh, even if you're gonna be in the lifestyle, I'm gonna show you the good way to do it. No, that doesn't work in this context whatsoever. There's no good way to be a child prostitute.
All right, let's put it like this. If you're a crackhead and you got a baby, and one day they grow up, they're 15.
He's coming back to this same exact analogy again. Like, if you're a head, wait, oh my God. If you're a head and your child wants to be a head, then you teach him how to load the pipe up. You already tried this analogy one time and it was embarrassing the first time, and now you're doing it again the next day. It's a no. Took all this energy that it took to do this. All four of these men could have hung up a curtain rod or two and put some tapestries up on the wall. Go to the garment district and just ask for the nearest tapestry. It doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter what century it came from. Go to the garment district and get some curtains and hang them up on this detention wall. I feel like I am incarcerated watching this stupid podcast, and it's because of this background. This man has more money than he knows what to do with, and I'm feeling like I'm tripping sober as a judge. Look at the wall. I mean, please, what is this? And then it just feels like I'm in like at least the 5th level of Dante's Inferno, where it's hell. Because they're like, you feel me? Like, sometimes maybe the mom doesn't even know that what she's doing is the wrong thing. You feel me? And here's Adam. No, what I'm trying to say is, like, what if the dad's a crackhead and the mom? And here's Munchie B. Like, no, the stuff you're saying don't even make any sense, y'all. No. And then Aunt Heffy Is the voice of reason here somehow? No, there's no way to make it right. It's like I'm getting like, I don't know, like whiplash, because none of them can actually stay on what their actual point is. They like want to make the point, but then they want to make the criminal friends they have happy or something. It's very strange what's going on here.
And you realize they're smoking crack. Do you pull out every single last stop to get them off of the crack? Or do you say, hey, well, it's important that you keep your pipe clean. So I'm going to get you some Brillo and some, I don't know how you clean a pipe, but I'm going to get you some supplies. And also, you should buy crack at this spot, but don't go to this spot because they got some bunk ass crack. And I mean, you tell me. I don't know.
Realistically,
same question for y'all, but about sliding.
Realistically, it would be it was like you're not going to be 15 smoking crack. Your first, what's going to happen is you're going to catch your kids.
He said you'll be 15. You know the timetable.
Some people
most
do.
likely you're not, bro.
Okay,
Like
okay.
yeah.
But
But really, like the first time before it gets to that point, you're going to find your kid smoking weed probably. And you're going to find your kid maybe trying to drink probably and things like that, maybe trying to steal some pills. And when you demonize it and put too much like emphasis on going against it, yeah, that could, you do kind of have to be somewhat understanding and tolerant towards that, or else you're going to foster them to want to do it even more so. However, at the same time, you can't fully you don't want to be like the cool mom that allows all the kids to party at the house. And then all of a sudden, you feel me, like, police are showing up and now you're getting caught up for contributing to the delinquency of a minor. Which
for sure, we've like known parents over the years who they were the cool parent. One kid overdoses in your house.
Boom.
This is a weird conversation.
Hey, as far as game go,
That's some rich people stuff. Because I never heard anybody ODing in somebody's house while they were having a high school party. Maybe somebody had some moonshine. Maybe somebody had a cooler full of jungle juice. But nobody was doing drugs at house parties I was going to. We were what you call poor. I think I smelled weed one time in my life at a party. Okay. People were doing drinking, but like people didn't have money for drugs. What are you talking about? No, that wasn't going on in my school. My school was a little bit country. If they was doing drugs, they was doing it over there somewhere else because that wasn't, no, we weren't going to our friend's house and people were ODing. I don't know what in the hell Nashua ass upbringing this man had. That was not going on at Port Allen High School. Maybe today. No. You're the cool mom and people are O to the D in your house? I never heard anything like that. No.
More so than the drug thing or the hoeing thing, you gonna have a father and a son that's from the same hood. You know what I'm saying? So this dad might be big so-and-so and his son might be little so-and-so and maybe the nephew is baby so-and-so. It might go like that, you know what I'm saying? And you might, like you outside, and he stepped outside, you further on, and I'm about to keep an eye on you though, make sure you don't get too far out, like, you know what I'm saying? You from over here now type thing. But I can't really compare that to hoeing and your daughter about to sell some ass, you know what I'm saying? That kind of hit different. You know
because,
what I mean?
okay. It's different things, like gangbanging, like if you're a dad and you took your 15-year-old son on a drill, I mean, what is that? Ultimately, that's like you doing a revenge thing. You're standing up for your neighborhood, your friends, or whatever, I guess. But like the prostitution thing is just like that.
They're doing some type of stuff, y'all. I will be very honest. It's a little bit out of my depth. I don't know what a lot of these vocabulary words mean, to be honest. I'm just gonna let that ride. I don't know what it means on a drill. I really don't know. Have any idea? I don't want to know. Please don't tell me. I don't care. I know enough. I've learned enough. Okay. I don't know if it's the same or it's different. To me, if you are an adult and you're bringing your child into a criminal lifestyle, which is going to take away from their ability to be successful and happy and free in the future, then yeah, it's all the same. I don't really like, yeah, if you're taking your kid to rob a bank and you're taking your kid to turn a, you know what, like to me, it's like pretty much the same thing. You're teaching your kid how to steal. You're teaching your kid how to, pillage. You're teaching your kid how to scam. You're teaching your kid how to finesse. You're teaching your kid how to do criminal behaviors that are going to put them in harm's way. Then yeah, I mean, it's the same to me. I don't really think that it's worth splitting the hairs. Not that Adam has too many to spare. Somebody said that he's splitting the hairs. He went over there and got in Turkey.
Money.
No, it's all negative.
It's a very deeply up way for a young girl.
It's all negative, but look at PNB Rock, like the case with them, the son and the son, the broad and the dad.
But isn't that like a family affair? Like, that's a level of evil from that dad that I think like a lot of people are unfamiliar with.
I just think like parenting.
But that's not gaming. That's robbing.
Yeah, parenting, like parenting though, that's a place of responsibility. Like and like kind of like to answer like Adam's question, like for me, like let's just like say this the son father thing, like Hell no. Like, I wouldn't want my son from the hood gang banging. And I think those situations happen when the father is absent out the picture, like in jail. Now, if you a father on the streets and you coach your son to be from the hood and try to lead him in the gang banging, like to me, that's loser mentality. Because me, like, my kids, it's sports, you know what I'm saying, drill team. I'm trying to keep them busy, you know what I'm saying, keep their head, you know what I'm saying, in school and all that. I don't want them doing none of this that I did. Just like I always say, when I was young, the way that my daddy parenting, he got from his father, but I knew as a kid that he was doing to me. I knew when I was going to be a parent that I wasn't going to do that. So it's just like with that, like, hell no, you can't show your daughter, you can't show your kid how to be the best gang banger or the best hoe. Like, man, you got to disassociate yourself with that.
Hey, but guess what? People learn from watching. Because my dad, he kept a ball in my hand and a book in my hand, bro. And he, in this heyday, he was the biggest blood, whatever. Yeah. But like, I learned from watching. And then I appeal to it. So you can't always blame the parents because they don't condone the things you do. I don't know why the fish-born daughter is doing.
I don't know what this Munchie B character is going on about. It seems like he might just be trying to kind of like cover for Tanea. That's his friend. That's fine. He could do that if he wants. I actually agree with Aunt Heffy on this one. Alert the media. Alert the media. I agree with him on this one. It doesn't matter what your dad is. It doesn't matter what your dad did. When you can look as a child up at your dad or up at your mom and say, you know what, I'm not going to do that. You could look at your friend's mom and say, I'm not doing that. You could look at how you were grown up, how you were brought up. You have the choice to decide not to do that. So this whole thing about like, oh, sometimes it's just the kid sees it for themselves. Like, yeah, to some extent, but like there's a certain amount of like, Tanea completely, fully participates in this lifestyle. And I don't know what she's doing exactly to make money, okay? But she was dating Crip Mac for the love of God, okay? Please. Like, come on. Please come on. So it's not like she's like doing anything at all to keep Nova out of this so-called lifestyle. And in fact, and indeed, Nova seems to be implying and stating specifically, explicitly that her mom gives her pointers. You need to call the dude babe and stuff.
Adam probably.
But this is the thing, though.
Don't talk
about
okay.
But this is the thing. But this like you got to disassociate yourself. Like I really think people don't really see, and from what she explained, you really don't see Tanea disassociating herself with it. Like when you associate yourself with it, that's when you make it like, yeah, I'm with it. It's all right. You know what I'm saying?
No, on the internet though. She out there.
Adam gets so distracted by the comments. You can see when he's looking at him.
Bro,
but still, as your parent, I don't give a what you out there doing. It goes against me as a parent, so I gotta disassociate myself with that. I'm not about to be hanging out with you like, hey,
I ain't
girl.
Like, Tanea, but Tanea, she know, bro. I've been a good supporter of her, bro, and try to look out for her, advice wise and all that. And she listen for 48 hours, and after that is over. No, for real. I mean, is it like I didn't try to help her though, like, and not even on no sexual nothing. Yeah, like, cause she cool and she got a cool personality and she know how to speak and all that, and then she just drift off.
Yeah.
Like she gets lost.
Drift off like mentally or drift off like
because her mind think her favorite word is viral. But see, 80% of the people who are viral don't benefit from it. Everybody else is. So if you do some dumb shit, everybody else monetizing. Everybody monetizing on the person that's viral.
So she told me she's gonna call me in 5 minutes.
Who?
She lost her Instagram again?
Well, her original one. I don't know, like in her new one.
I ain't talked to Tanea, but if Tanea keep it real, I done looked out for Tanea. I ain't talking about no sexual nothing, bro. Yeah. Like really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, have her with me. We hitting studios, we knocking out songs and shit like that, bro. But her attention span is short, and I think she's boy crazy. Hey now,
what's that?
How you doing? Okay, we've been talking about.
So you can just tell by the way that Adam says, "How you doing?" Like he has a little crush, in my opinion. I think he's crushing on Tanea. I think he has a crush, and put a 1 in the chat if you agree. Whenever she calls, he's like, "How you doing?" Like he's so happy to hear. I bet you he don't act like that when his wife calls. I'm gonna play it again. Listen up. How you doing? He's so happy. Listen.
Like really, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, have her with me. We hitting studios, we knocking out songs and shit like that, bro. But her attention span is short, and I think she's boy crazy. Hey now,
what's that?
How you doing? Okay, we've been talking about you on the podcast a little bit. I thought it was only right if we gave you an opportunity to speak for yourself.
Now, Adam, don't play with me. What's that? What do I got to clear up? What?
So what I think is very important, very interesting, Adam 1622 Grand Mason of Nashua allowed Lima Yavrimovich to come on his podcast in 2022 for like almost 2 hours and talk any and all sorts of lies about me. Adam said that women like me should be locked up because we're sick in the fucking head. And what did I do that was so sick in the head? I told the public that they lied about how this girl died. Okay. Somebody else they were calling a crackhead. Somebody else they were calling a street urchin out here. Okay. So I was like, hey, they said she died from a seizure disorder. That wasn't true. She died from cardiac arrhythmia, and the autopsy result says that. And so almost 2 whole hours go by. Adam Gray Mason lets this woman come on there. I mean, robot, woman, demon. I don't really know exactly what it is. I hope to never be in close proximity to it ever again. But a dark energy, a dark force, in my opinion, and say any and all kinds of lies about me on there. Any and all kinds of lies about me on there. And I did email him at the time, and I was like, hey, I think it's only right that you let me come on there and defend my good name, because you let somebody come on there and slander me and defame me. And he was like, oh no, like, I don't take you seriously. He takes Tanea more seriously than me. I mean, priorities. I mean, seriously, priorities. It does not surprise me. It does not surprise me. However, it's very interesting to me that they talk a little bit of key about Tanea, and all of a sudden he thinks it's only right for her to get to come on there and to defend her good name. But whenever I wanted to come on there and defend my good name, now he's blacklisted now. There's nothing that Adam 1622 Grand Mason can ever do. He could have Jesus Christ. He could have anybody on that over there on that platform. If somebody wants to talk to me, they're going to have to figure out a way to get in touch with me, because he's blacklisted. I'm never going on this degenerated podcast. I don't want to catch whatever is living in that studio. I don't want black mold. I don't want a sinus infection. I don't know whatever else they pass around to each other over there on the Plug Talk. I don't want any of that. I don't want to breathe the same air as these degenerated oafs. No, I don't. He's blacklisted. So I will never, don't act like it's like, oh, I'm still mad because I'm not going over there. No. I know y'all heard Go Phone, Track Phone, Payphone, whatever his name was over there trying to invite me to come over there. I said, no, I'm not coming over there. Y'all are blacklisted. Ew. Ew. But I just think it's interesting, that Adam 1622 Grand Mason will let Tanea come on here to clear her good name. But he didn't take me seriously. I mean, it really shows just exactly what type of people, Adam chooses to associate with and to take seriously.
What's up?
How you doing? Okay, we've been talking about you on the podcast a little bit. I thought it was only right if we gave you an opportunity to speak for yourself.
Now, Adam, don't play with me. What's that? What do I got to clear up? What?
All right, so there's a clip that Wack played on the podcast the other day of your daughter basically describing you giving her advice on how to treat a trick, etc. And it's really done a lot to throw fuel on the flames.
What I'm looking for Tanea to say, and the only thing that could redeem her here, is her saying, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. Nova made that up. She was mad at me at the time. I would never say that, and I didn't say that, and that would be a deplorable thing to say. Now, if she says that, then we're standing on Nova's word against Tanea's word. We don't know who said what. Moving on. Let's see what she actually says.
The grooming conversation, and I just wanted to get your thoughts on that. Like, where is the grooming end, and does it just like helping your daughter prepare for her new job? Like, where do these things collide from your perspective?
Let me tell you what it is. So when you interviewed us, you clearly, everybody who always asks my daughter, from you, from Mark, Soft on Underbelly, they always try to get her to basically say that I'm the reason why she's doing what she's doing. She's a clout chaser for one, and she knows this. She knows that she has to use her mother's name most of the time.
Oh. Okay, well, that's not where I thought that was going. She's a clout chaser. She knows this. So with a mother like this, I mean, it's no wonder why this poor innocent child has to do what she has to do to make it out here in the world. Because, I mean, with a mother like this, who needs an enemy? With a mother like this, who's protecting you? She's not saying, oh, look, I didn't tell my daughter that. She's saying my daughter's a clout chaser. So everybody's coming after Nova. Whack 100. Oh, well, maybe she lied when she set up. Maybe she lied when she set up her account and posted the beep. And now her own mother is like, she's a clout chaser. She knows, look at Munchie B covering his mouth again. Like, Tanea, stop. This isn't it. And I mean, Lush almost got whiplash. I think he might have thrown a disc out of place in the upper quadrant of his back, or at least that neck region. The atlas might have come clean out of socket, because look how fast he whipped that hair. Look how fast. If he had any follicle of hair hanging, it would have flown with the wind. Watch.
Somebody who always asks my daughter, from you, from Mark, Soft on Underbelly, they always try to get her to basically say that I'm the reason why she's doing what she's doing. She's a clout chaser for one, and she knows this. She knows that she has to use her mother's name most of the time. Like most of her viral clips and shit is, oh, my mom, my mom, my mom, my mom, because she noticed that the people is always bringing me up. She said her don't even go viral like that. It says Tanea's daughter, because at this point, AI done captured people talking about the mama so much, which is me. So it's only right for her to clout chase and be like, yeah, my mom, because she knows what's gonna get her numbers to go up.
Aunt Heffy said that was from the very first interview ever. Now, I don't know. I didn't go back and fact check, but Aunt Heffy said that particular specific soundbite was from the first interview ever on Soft White Underbelly. So this isn't something where the AI done picked something up, this, that. This was before anybody was viral ever. This one, she was naked with Mark Laita sitting in the studio, half naked, almost naked, whatever you want to call it. To me, it was naked. And that's how I would describe, the state of dress. So if it was the very first time that she was ever online or whatever, to put thrust onto our algorithms. Sorry, I had to send a text message. Then how could it be that Nova figured out the AI done put the names together, this, that? Like, she's blaming Nova for something that wasn't Nova's fault at all and couldn't possibly be if what Aunt Heffy said was true about where that clip actually came from.
It's like the internet done groomed her at this point, because everybody is such cheerleaders and so infatuated with this little bitty ass fucking girl that came out of my coochie. So it's like, damn, at this point, you guys gonna believe whatever y'all gonna believe.
You sound like you're beefing with her right now.
No, hell not.
Oh, that didn't sound positive at all.
Yeah, you didn't call her your daughter. You said this little
It's interesting to me that she said you guys are going to believe whatever you want to believe, but she didn't deny it. She didn't say that was a lie. She said, my daughter's a clout chaser and y'all are going to believe whatever you want to believe. So I'm going to believe it then, because she's not denying it.
Fell out my coochie.
Yeah, this is a crazy way to refer to your daughter, Tanea.
She's still a little girl, so I'll be forgetting.
Yes,
that's
she
the whole
is.
problem, yeah.
That's the
The
problem.
problem is she's not like 18 or over, she's a little girl. So we have to keep on reminding ourselves, because the topic be just so inappropriate. But, this whole world is inappropriate. So, long story short, that was clout chasing. She had to say that because it sounded believable. Like, they give her ideas. Like,
still, she has not denied it. It sounds believable. Yes, it does. But I haven't heard Tanea one time say, I didn't say that. It sounds believable because it is believable. Now, all you have to do is say that's not true. She lied. But she didn't say she lied. She said it sounds believable. She didn't say I didn't say that. She said it sounds believable. She had to say that because it sounds believable and she wants clout. Well, can't you say something true for clout? She didn't deny saying it. Let's see if she might get to that. Let's see if she gets to that.
Even had as much as ideas as she had if it wasn't for like the comments, like giving her so much like intel. She's like, damn, I didn't even know this about my mama, but okay, but what do y'all got to say? They don't even know. So everybody gets confused, and I understand.
But the clip that I got played didn't really sound like she was clout chasing. It sounded like she was just kind of talking about life, and she was like, oh yeah, my mom told me with the trick, call him babe, do this, that. And so then people start painting the picture of like, oh, okay, this is the nature of the relationship. Mom is strategizing about how to profit maximize.
Right.
But you asked her yourself, where'd you get this from? And she said, my homegirl. So anyways, her homegirl, it doesn't have a name, but I do. So she can say my name and it could be a whole nother story. It's like writing a book. You don't say the names, you make up names, but it really be somebody real life.
So where Nova was on the very first time that she ever got picked up by a man on the street has nothing to do with whether or not Tanea actually said the statements in question. And yet again, and yet still Tanea is doing the whack 100. She's pointing, but she's not actually saying, I didn't say that. She still hasn't said, I didn't say that. You notice that? You notice she never said, I didn't say that. She's just disparaging her daughter.
Put me on there. And at the end of the day, we told her about that. And she said, Mom, that's just an interview. I just be lying. We literally said that because we seen that clip circulated. And of course, we got family members that's like, Tanea, have you seen? I'm like, yeah, I've seen it.
So Nova said, I be lying, which means I routinely lie. I routinely, consistently lie. But does that mean everything she's ever said is a lie? No. And does that mean that she was lying about that specific topic? No. What she said, Tanea said, was our family members saw that video. And then Nova said, I be lying. But if she be lying elsewhere and else times, then couldn't she be lying to the family members? Tanea still hasn't said, I never said that. All she's doing is disparaging and attempting to impeach the credibility of her daughter. And this brings me back to the first reason that I ever made a video about it in the first place. Because all the adults around this child, who's going to get her out of it if she's like, I don't want to do this anymore. This is crazy. This is horrible. Who's going to get her out of it? Because the damn sure ain't fitting to be Tanea. She don't think anything's wrong with it. She's calling her a cloud chaser. I think that Nova's biggest enemy on planet Earth is her own freaking mother. That's my opinion. Certainly she has the biggest duty to her. But whenever the mother isn't doing her duty to her child, then there is a lot of other grown adults who are also parents who could and should step up. And none of them are, as far as I can see so far.
With my best friend Kwani on the phone on three-way, and she said, Mom, I was just saying whatever. I say whatever on these interviews because I don't even be there.
Hey, Tanea.
Let me be right there.
Hey, Tanea.
I don't say all that shit.
Hey, Tanea.
I don't want to talk to this voice. I do not want to talk to this voice.
Damn, what I do? I did something?
I do not. Who is that talking?
That's the who's.
Hell no. The who's? No, it is not.
Oh, I stuck with the who's, but who's this?
Oh, it's a real who's.
You don't for sure want to talk to me. No, keep going.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's Munchie.
Who do you think it was?
Oh, but the way he got on that, I don't know who the. Okay, what's up, Munchie B? What's that?
No. I'm about to say the friend you talking about is one of the twins that used to live next door to me.
No, that's Monty and them.
Somebody blowing him up.
What you talking about? The one who turned her out? Yeah, Monty.
The one that used to live next door to me.
Yeah, the one that used to live next door to you. Exactly. They was from Palmdale and all that, right?
Right.
And they came to LA. They got turned out too. That's how it goes. These girls come to LA because like.
Man, who you thought I was, bro? Hey, you thought you the who's me?
I don't know.
You don't call my back.
Hey. Oh wait, my bad. I'm eating with somebody. I'm like, wait a minute, what? Okay, so look. Yeah. So yeah, Adam, stop trying to restart this stuff because at this point, good thing I'm a mama who got this paper trail, been doing all this because if I lift it up to the internet, the way just be trying to paint shit, they will try to have it in jail. And guess what?
Actually, who she thought I was.
We kind of do want the underage prostitutes in jail, right?
Or at least protected, like
Tanea. The mama talking about the mama grooming the goddamn child. It started from a runaway.
Hey, Tanea, who you thought I was?
Oh man.
Who that boy?
Yes, and I was like,
oh no, that's out. Far from
who's the boy?
It don't even matter.
Real quick, I cut you off real quick.
It don't matter.
Someone is blowing him up.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tanea, is there anything that you feel like you could do to like help protect your daughter from this lifestyle or get her away from it?
Tanea.
So basically, I just moved, right? I got me a bomb little place or whatever, and it's out of LA. And basically, it's a nice environment and everything, right? I let my daughter know, and I'm like, you know, come home, like you're doing too much. She's like, no, I got it, Mom. I want to show you that it's like these young kids, they want to show the parents. And I think the only accountability that I do take for sure is that it says in the Bible, your kids will have the karma from what you do, basically like having this lifestyle. It was so flashy, and she's kind of like, I want to have that too. No matter how much I say, it's not good. Oh, the industry is this way. She's like, I just want to see for myself. There's nothing nobody can do when somebody's mind is made up. So many people think that they could change these Figueroa prostitutes, even though my daughter's not on Figueroa.
Is it true?
This is a little girl, though. Like, she's talking about, like, to be honest, I actually totally agree with Tanea. If the person you're talking about is an adult, like at some point, like you can lead a horse to water, can't make him drink type of thing. Like at some point, like you can try to help somebody who's, living a certain lifestyle. You can try to get people off the street. You can try all you want. If they're not ready to do it, they're not going to do it. But we talking about not only a child, but her child. Like she's, what are you talking about? And somebody else also said she wasn't a runaway out of nowhere. She was living with her grandparents in Beverly Hills or wherever she was. And then Tanea picked her up. And Tanea did the same thing with her other son, who was living in Texas with some other family doing just fine, and comes up and takes him out of his home. And now he's doing the same type of shenanigans, it looks like, as the rest of them. So this isn't just any old person on Figueroa. This is your underage minor child.
She's the one who first put her on the track?
Hell no, we never heard of him through the internet.
He's not even a pimp.
I see people trying to get that narrative up. I didn't think so. I just wanted to double check.
It's not true. She said it out. She said it out the horse's mouth. She was with a girl. You know, like when I hung around friends, whatever my friends did, I was doing too. Oh, we doing checks. Oh, we doing it. Whatever was in. Come on, she's a teenager, so she's seen somebody doing something, and it looked really easy, and she's like, "Oh,
One thing
I'm a cute
too,
girl."
this is just I saw something in my live chat that's kind of unrelated to what we're talking about right now, but I just want to be very clear. I am a fully in full support of people practicing their religions. I really do think that people should believe in whatever they want to believe in, especially if it's like a higher power, God, and whatever. I'm responding to a comment I just saw. That being said, what we're definitely not going to do over here on this channel is act like there's like one only religion and that's the only one and stuff like that. Listen, y'all can believe that. Y'all can believe that if you want to. You can even say that's what you believe. But to like talk down to people and stuff in my comment section and it's something that I don't even actually believe. I think there's like actually many, many ways to the one true God. Like there's one God. It's one God. And just because your little pea brain is too small and too underdeveloped to understand that there's cultural differences, historical differences, physical differences, which would allow somebody to experience God in a different way because you are limited. God is not. Your mindset is limited. God is not. Your mind is closed. God's is not. And so I don't personally believe that we possess the capacity as these little, pathetic creatures really compared to like God. I don't think we even possess the capacity to even fathom what God is. So somebody in my comments acting like you know the way. No, you don't. Because if you did, your ass would not be in this comment section. You would be gone. You would be to the next level. You would be graduated. You would be done. Okay. And if you were still stuck here, you wouldn't be talking to people like that. That much I know. So we're not going to play religious superiority in my personal chat. Y'all can go do that on Reddit or somewhere else. Thank you.
That's that. Didn't have nothing to do with the mama. I mean, why would I do that? Knowing what type of lifestyle. So say something happened to my daughter. How do you think I would feel if I'm the one who quote unquote groomed her? What the so if something was to happen to her, I would feel some type of way like it's my fault. I'm not about to be having no guilty conscience on me.
Hey, Tanea,
like that.
I got a housewarmer gift for you.
Yeah, you do?
Yeah,
all right.
8 inches long.
Her next child.
Wait, yo, Tanea, yo, I have a question. It feels like it's been enough time. You're probably about to get pregnant again.
It's about that time.
I hope not.
That baby don't look like me.
I think I'm ovulating right now. I can tell.
Oh, much you got to get over there.
For me?
So whatever in the hell is going on over there. Whatever in the hell is going on over there. It's like, where do you even start? It's like, where do you even start? Personally, I rebuke personally. Let me show y'all some of this. Let me show y'all some Let me give y'all some culture. Okay. We're going to watch the two traka. Okay. Because that was the word. Remember, I was like, I had to call my grandparents. I had to call my mom. I had to call everybody. I had to like, what is the traka? Because I forgot. Imagine me forgetting the traka. Okay. So here's, oh my God, these are my new favorites. If y'all know them, I'm going to be in Louisiana soon and I want to meet them and do a skit. Okay. Hold on.
Well, yeah, that's what I heard.
Okay, this one, I'm giving y'all some culture. Okay, this is Cajun culture. All right, tell me if it sounds like, and this is why I say we all cousins, because you're gonna see there's some things that overlap and transcend all cultures. Okay, you're gonna see. All right, so this is called the evolution of a Cajun goodbye. All right, when you saying goodbye. And this is going to use traka. We got two trakas. Okay, so now we're going to see, use in context, what is traka to keep the culture alive. Okay.
All right, well, I know. I mean, yeah, and that's what I told her. All right, well, let me see what they got going on at home. Well, yeah, that's what I heard. No, I didn't hear that.
So you like don't exactly say you're leaving, right? You just kind of start migrating toward the door and you're like, all right, let me go see what they got going on at home. Now she's standing by the door next to the, everybody got one of these. Everybody's mama got one of these.
And that's what that little boy does. All up and down the street. C'est vrai, ça.
That's right. That's true.
I should know. That's my worry. Oh yeah, she always got a tracas for something.
Traca?
That's how she is though. All right, yeah. All right, well I'm gonna go, okay?
All right, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna let you go.
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to get some this week. The tomatoes too.
Then she goes this way.
Yeah.
Now
Okay,
she's at the
I'ma
car.
check it out. Oh, what I forgot. Oh,
I ain't getting
I'm
far
not
without
getting
that.
nowheres without that, huh? When tomorrow? All right.
I'ma see
All
you
right,
there.
I'm gonna see you then. I'm gonna see you. Yeah. I'm gonna pray for that.
I'm gonna pray.
Don't worry. You're gonna be in my prayers tonight, and I'm gonna pray for him too.
Okay.
Y'all be good. Y'all call if y'all need something.
Anyway, that was the traca. So there's another traca. Hold on. There was 2 tracas that got used. Here's another time. All right, this one is when your house is along the Mardi Gras parade route.
And Mama's making the gumbo. You gonna bring that boudin tray you brought last year? Everybody liked that. Now listen, make sure you bring enough bottles of water too. You got to pace yourself. Every beer you drink, you need a bottle of water. Why is no Leroy texting me? I didn't think he knew how to text.
No.
What time I got to be at you house?
The funniest thing is who don't have an Uncle Leroy? Not Leroy. That's Uncle Leroy right there. She's calling, and he's trying to be over at the house. The parade is gonna shut down the street, so he's got to be there before. I mean, it's a whole thing. You know, she's in her robe. She's coordinating. We wait until the traca though. I want y'all to see traca in use. I'm preserving the culture. Okay.
They close the road at 9. I knew he was gonna call me. No, they closing the roads at 9, so you gotta be here before that. Mimi, you ready for Mardi Gras? Yeah, I got the pudding shots made. Are you making the Jello shots again, right? Well, don't tell me you forgot. Now I'm gonna have to go to the store and get all the stuff to make that myself.
In case you missed it, the grandma is making the Jello shots. Mimi is grandma.
Well, if you ain't bringing that, what you bringing? Everybody's bringing something. Just go to Votros and get some cracklings to share. How about that? Hey, Mama, you got the gumbo, right? I'll put a big pot of rice on. Did you confirm that Aunt Pearl's bringing a king cake? You know, we got to have something sweet. Okay, listen, we got to do a better job of keeping Uncle Hammer out of the Jello shots this year. I don't want him passing out on my couch again. My kids was trying to go to sleep. He was in the living room. Oh, they thought he was having a fit. Oh, look who's calling. Hey, Miss Margie.
Miss Margie.
Oh, yeah, I'm doing good. We're getting ready for Mardi Gras. Here it comes.
Here it comes.
We probably have room, but y'all can come make a pass, you know? I don't know if we'll have room to park. Huh, she only ever calls for Mardi Gras to see if we got room to park. All other 364 days of the year, she don't know my name. Yes, of course y'all can come. Y'all family.
I like how she's talking the pink Texas Instruments calculator too, because she's recording with her phone. So y'all see Miss Margie, she don't call all the year, and then whenever she wants to come and get in up close for the parade, then she wants to come over there, and she's like, "Well, y'all can make a pass, but you can't park in my house."
Not to park in the carport. We saved that spot for Mama. Before 9 o'clock, Tina. And I'm not asking nobody to move the barricades for you this year if you're late.
We're not doing
it. Let me tell you what, it's a blessing to be on the Mardi Gras route, but it's also a big traca. Oh, Lord, it's storm.
I thought that was so cool that they said traca, because I had contacted my grandparents. Put a 1 in the chat if you remember. And I was like, what is it? I'm losing the culture. It's a lot of accents down there. It's a lot of accents. Y'all gonna pass by, put your phone up. That's another, like, I didn't know that was a Southern thing. Like, are you going to get down? Like, when we get to the store, are you getting down? Are you getting down at Winn-Dixie? Are you getting down at Walmart? Are you going to get down at the Sam's? That means get out of the car and walk inside, or like, you know, getting out of the car. I don't know why. That's something we say. Making groceries. I don't really say that anymore because it's one of those ones that got socially shamed out of me like really fast. Yes, ma'am. In Boston, you want to stop saying yes, ma'am? Go live in Boston for about 5 minutes because you're gonna get hit with my mother's a ma'am. Oh, okay, girl. You never say yes, ma'am again. Ain't and y'all, that one is old habits die hard. I cannot get rid of that one. Okay, but are you gonna get down? Are you getting down? Are you getting down at your dad's house? That doesn't mean like, are you gonna get out and do a dance or something? No, it means you're getting out. Making groceries. I don't really say that anymore because I got that one socially shamed out of me. Like grocery shopping pretty much came pretty naturally to me when I got out of the South. But y'all, whenever I my mother, whenever I get around people from South Louisiana, that accent just comes right out. It just comes right out of me. It just comes right back. I don't know. Like, and the thing is too, one thing too, my dad is not from that culture. Okay. My dad is from like what y'all would more recognize as like regular redneck, like regular, like almost like Appalachian type of like country, just like country, like cornbread fed country, cane field country, like just Arkansas country. Like he's from North Louisiana, but like Texas country, like just country. But then there's this other type of like Southern that's like South Louisiana. And that is different than everything else. That is different than everything else except other Acadians. Like they got them everywhere. They got them in Canada. It's like, that's my cousins. But my dad didn't have that type of accent, like that with the traka. Like that with the I have like a whole list. I need to put strikeouts on that one because I have a whole list. I found a few people that do like Cajun French stuff. I'm gonna start putting it at the end just to keep the culture alive here. Just keep the culture alive, to keep it alive. You know, have this platform. So yeah, maybe we can put a compilation together eventually. Also, it's nicer, you know, to get a little palate cleanse from like literally like mothers calling their children clout chasers and not apparently being mad that they're out here doing illegal activities or whatever. So yeah, finna, fitting to, fitsna. And so sometimes stuff that comes out of my mouth is from my dad's side. It's like just regular country, like redneck, you know, and then sometimes the stuff comes out is like a little bit Louisiana, South Louisiana. Sometimes, I mean, I've lived in Boston now. I've lived in New York now. I've lived in Philly now. You never know what's coming. I might say John, and who knows what's coming out? Who knows what's coming out? Yes, I got my Fenton Bell. I'm going to go do that grocery, she used to say. She's from South Dakota. I specifically, vividly remember the day she was shamed. That was shamed out of me. See, I'm going to go do that groceries. No, you're not going to make groceries. No. Y'all and ain't is yank. What else? Titty baby. That was one of the ones. Yeah, she's like, I live in New England. I say all of that. See? Yup. Shout out to y'all. But anyway, okay. So I didn't want to be on here too long. Too. They say that a lot. Too long. I do have a gumbo one. Let me see if I can find that gumbo one. That one was very funny. Because this is the one where I was like, I want to be their friend. I want to sit in this kitchen with them and answer these questions. Nope, not that one. Hold on. Is it? It's not. She was making a gumbo. I'm going to have to find it. Let me see if it's this one. Nope. This one right here is definitely my cousin. His last name, Couvillon. That's my cousin for freaking sure. Look at the Couvillon. He's giving you your education.
So one way you could say it is tu me fâches, which means you make me angry. Something else you could say is tu me fais fâcher, which means you making me angry. So when somebody pisses you off, that's what you tell.
And Cajuns, if you know anybody from New Orleans, like you probably have heard this before because it does transcend, like it's Creole and Cajun. Creole is usually people that have like African ancestry of some sort. And then Cajun is usually, now is everybody's all mixed up. All right, I'm just telling you, it's hard to tell anything anymore. But Creole is like a certain, you know, from a certain type of ancestry. Cajun's from a different one, but pretty much we all lived there together for so long. And one thing that you probably have familiarity with is just like regular, just random sounds before things, like to emphasize, like whoo, like just saying that before you say something, just to emphasize how. So it's like whoo, like if anytime somebody's like saying fâché, that's like ooh, she fâché. That's how I remember it, like fâché, like oh mad, like real mad, like oh fired up, like fâché. But anyway, he's giving you the whole conjugation. This is probably my cousin right here. I'll let y'all listen to this one more one. I know John Miles is in here taking notes. I saw you get your notebook out, John. Education.
So one way you could say it is tu me fâches, which means you make me angry. Something else you could say is tu me fais fâcher, which means you making me angry. So when somebody pisses you off, that's what you tell them. Do it. You heard me?
You heard me? Anyway.
How to say you pissing me off in Cajun.
And that's why when people say white people don't have any culture, that never really rang true with me, because I'm like, you have never been to South Louisiana. You never been over there. But that's not all white people. So it's like, I don't know. That don't apply to me. Athlete. Yeah, athlete is a 2-syllable word, not 3. Where does Cajun language originate from? It originates from French, but Cajun French is actually a patois, which if you know anything about Haiti or the Haitian Creole, it's like a Creole or a patois language. So it's actually a combination of a bunch of different languages. It's English and French and little bit of Spanish, just like a couple words. And it has been heavily influenced by West African languages as well. So that's how you get like, I go on day. What is it? Giacomo Finane. That is a West African influence, but then there's French in it. Giacomo means like a clown kind of thing, like a jester in French. So it's Cajun French is not real French. It's got some French in it, but the people who speak Cajun French today are just like Louisiana, like anybody in Louisiana. But originally it was from the Acadians. And then, we were saying it down there like a Cajun, and then it turned it into Cajun. But there are like biological cousins in Canada that I bet you we could probably do like a 23andMe, and they're my cousins. And then Quebec, Montreal, all kind of places all over Canada. And then, but my family originally was Spanish. And like the earliest people that I could trace my family back were from Spain, or actually they were from the north coast of Africa. That's why I say we all cousins. They were from the Canary Islands, which is actually like closer to Africa than Spain. And then they got sent over here, but then they ended up mixing up with all the French people. And now I'm just everything. I'm just everything. But yep. Shout out to the nannies. Shout out to the TTs and the Mimis and the Mimas and the parents and all of them. We have so much in common. Daddy is from North Louisiana, and my mama went to Baton Rouge High. See, that's my cousin. That's why you're my cousin. So yeah, exactly. And my mom's in here, so she could fact check. Broken French is what my grandma spoke when they wanted to talk about the kids. They would speak in French. Same here, Tina Marie. Same here. And then it was like that's how I know all the ones that's like that. Like, oh, that's a vilain. That means ugly. Vilain. Villain. And like Cajun French is very expressive. Like you have to it's almost the word doesn't actually mean its meaning unless you're making like a disgusted face. Villain, that means ugly. Soissons, that means she stinks and she smells like butt. Like she smells like a rotting corpse. Soissons, oh, that's just a soissons. So it's like, excuse me, what else would they say? Villain, soissons, couillon. That means crazy. The tracas. She always got something with her. She's always causing a big thing. It's a big tracas. To live on the parade route, it's a tracas. It's like, it's nice, but it's always a big commotion. It's always a big something. It's a tracas. What else? Lagniappe. That means like just a little extra. You don't like actually need it. It's not like a necessary, but it's just like a little extra. Like you ever order something on Poshmark and they send you a little extra hair clip or something. It's just a little lagniappe. You don't really need it, but it's like it's nice. It's a little addition. It goes with it, whatever. Sausage po' boy. Po' boy is a sandwich. You'll go anywhere in the world and see the po' boy is called something different. Hoagie. Po' boy is a hoagie. Same thing. It's that long bread on the French bread and it's cut. Muffalata. Little baby sandwich. Italians, I think the Italians is my cousins too. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like the Guion, which means you nervous. Nervine, but I think that's just what they were calling my grandma. Guion, which means you're nervous, you're ready to go somewhere and you can't sit still. You got the Guion. Or is that a verb? Catois is taking her notes. Yeah, and look, listen, I still have the accent whenever I get into it if I need to. Clearly, Shelly said this conversation should be its own channel or show. I've been trying to get my mom to start a channel and go just interview people in Louisiana. Because like in South Louisiana, people have very different accents depending on like which family you're born into. If you're like born more, like higher money class, lower money class, working class, where I'm from, people talk different, people dress different, people look different. That's why that man with Cuvion, the one that says education, I will do a blood test tomorrow. That's my cousin. I never met him. Not only when I'm mad, though, N.O. Peaches, I'm assuming New Orleans. Yes, when I'm mad, but like sometimes when I'm mad, it's like actually my dad's accent comes out a little more, which is like more just country, like less Louisiana coded, but like almost like Appalachian, because my dad's family's from all over and he comes from more like Irish, German, more like that type of European. And, he's like meat and taters, like cornbread, football, like regular Southern, country. And South Louisiana is it's different than everywhere else. North Louisiana is almost like hillbilly, like almost. And I don't say that in a way that's derogatory. I say that in a way that's my people. Anyway, John said he would watch. Yeah, redneck. I'm scared to say these words because I say them in a way that's like, I mean it with endearment because that's me. Like, how could I possibly be saying so? I'm reclaiming it, but YouTube doesn't necessarily tell the difference. Yeah, he's like more redneck. He is. Yeah, he's more redneck. Like straight up, he would say redneck. That's what he would call himself, or country. I'm not allowed to say what, the Cajuns would call ourselves, but I got in trouble for saying it on YouTube before, but that, and then there's like Appalachia, and then there's like hillbilly. I don't know if y'all know it's not, but like hillbilly is not the same thing as redneck. These are different. All right, these are different things. Hillbilly lives where there's hills. Louisiana is flat until you get all the way to the tippy top and you start getting a little bit of hills. But then you start going that way over to the other side, you start getting more toward Louisiana, then there's Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, Florida. This is the deep South. Then a little bit of Texas. I would say East Texas. Shout out to the East Texas cousins in the chat. Y'all count. Y'all still count. But then you start to get like cowboy redneck. That's different over there in Texas. It's all different. We could do a Keeping the Culture Alive podcast one day. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, a redneck is a redneck and a Cajun is a Cajun, but a Cajun has another word for it I'm not allowed to say. Desert Druzy said, I'm full blown redneck because my hair covers it much of the time. The evidence is there. Yeah. And I mean, y'all, like redneck literally meant like you had a sunburn on your neck because you was outside doing whatever, working outside. Put in the bathroom at the college while trying to fit in and losing your accent. I know, seriously. Yeah, no, I know. She should do interviews and I would share it. Thank you so much to James Steele for the 20-pound super chat. Just looked up the word legend in the dictionary and it just says, BJ, that's me. Thanks so much for the 20-pound. I've heard this before, but now everybody's all mixed up. This is the rule in the areas where the dirt is brown. That's where the Cajuns are. When the dirt starts to turn red, that's where the rednecks are. The accent does change when the dirt starts to get red. That is true because it starts to be more hilly. You move to, is it listen, y'all know the way to pronounce this technically is Mason, like Mason. Like we have Bayou Mason and it's spelled Macon like this. So I never know if like some places like actually stop pronouncing it like that and started pronouncing it Macon. Georgia, I'm from north. Folks down here said I had an accent. That's the thing too. A lot of people from up north like think they don't have an accent. So when they move down south, people are like, you are the one with the accent. And it really blows their mind. It's like, y'all, everybody has an accent. Everybody has one. Anyway, so that's all I really had for this one. I'm about to go take a nap. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither are opinions. Justice for Nova. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.